Showtime in 60 seconds. "45 seconds. "30 seconds. The show will start in 15 seconds, and this is your last audible warning.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Well, I've never seen him that slow motion. On to the next. They probably have to hype him up some, pop a few pills in him and then...
A couple key bumps?
Yeah, you can't do key bumps anymore, bro, because of the fentanyl.
Oh. Sorry, I'm not big on the key bumps, Gene.
I'm not big on them, but I wouldn't mind having one once in a while.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge Show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
It's a rough one today. I didn't even feel like I had a holiday. Dan, aren't you freezing?
Yeah, I am.
You don't have
I have a lighter jacket I'm going to put on at the next break, just to have on like right in here. It's kind of cold in here.
One of those little feather down gimmicks, those $5,000 feather down gimmicks.
Yeah, light puffer, a light Canada Goose.
Did I think the coldest would have been what, Saturday night going into Sunday morning? Is that the official coldest?
Yeah, but it was almost as cold this morning. I mean, it was like 32 this morning, 33.
Yeah, it was just like 2 degrees cooler on Saturday night than it was last night. But so officially Saturday night, but then last night was, equivalent. 25 this morning in Plant City, says Macho Man. My temperature on my car said 29. On my truck said 29.
Yeah, 29, 28.
So Saturday
Any
night.
snow? Did you see any snow or flurries?
I didn't see any snow.
My kids made me wake up at 6 to check.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I think Brooksville had like a little dusting of, like a little angel dust of snow. I don't think it was near the snow event. I know that we broke pipes at the tracks. Our pipes broke.
Oh no.
Yeah, on one particular water bib, but they're saying, and we should have probably on Friday, because Seth might not know this, and a lot of people don't, but when it gets this cold, you're supposed to like have one faucet or a couple different faucets like triculate, like drip, or just really as light of a stream as you could create to keep water moving through your pipes so that they don't burst. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. Did you guys know that?
Yeah, I looked it up. I had mine dripping outside.
Yeah.
Like a little drip.
You're supposed to do and if you have a pool, you're supposed to turn your pool pump on, because I guess water can't freeze when it's moving.
Correct, yeah.
Much like a river kind of deal. So I turned my pool pump on and I had my water trickulating. Seth, did you have your water trickulating or no? You probably didn't even know about the water triculation.
I did. Yeah, they talked about it on the news. They told us ahead of time, unlike you telling us after the fact.
Oh, thank you.
But yes, it was flowing in the hose outside.
I'm glad that it didn't break, and then here I am telling you about water triculation, and you got a broke up Willie, and I could have told you on Friday and helped you.
It could be historically cold again soon. You never know.
Yeah. I think, was that the big Arctic? I don't think we're going to get in it. I think that was the big Arctic blast, and I think everything increases in temperature from this point forward.
There's another cold front coming, but it's not as bad this weekend.
This weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
But it's not going to be as bad.
It set records. I mean, we've had like a lot of records set.
Boy, I got to tell you, man.
Carolina's got pounded with snow.
I got to tell you that Gasparilla was it still well attended?
Yeah.
Really?
And some of the girls, because I went over to the rental house, and there was females staying in the house.
Oh, did you? Was this a high impact weekend for you?
Yeah.
Because doesn't Airbnb and Verbo, and by the way, Lummy's got an Airbnb house in Seminole Heights, and
it's been a crime scene before, so you have to pay extra for that.
Actually, been all sorts of things.
It's been a lot of things.
It's been where a former employee lived and did bad things, and it's been where Lummy lived a little bit while he was remodeling it, and
it's really a museum, pretty much.
Yeah, it really is.
A lot of history there.
Museum of DNA. Oh no. So Lummy, it was rented for the weekend, right?
Yeah, I didn't know that. The guy, I guess, got a last minute rent. Guy went there to go because there's a long term coming in on Monday. And
now,
these
when you say long term, what, like week?
No, like a month and a half for spring training.
Oh, isn't that awesome?
Yeah. They paid.
So is it a player or is it a fan?
I think it's someone that works for the organization.
Oh, like the grounds crew.
Yeah,
the guy that's in charge of getting the rocks out of the infield.
Yeah, probably.
Right. So you had a last minute Gasparilla booking.
Yeah, well, I was cutting the grass, and next thing I know, like 9 females dressed in like pirates outfits just came like stumbling out, and I'm like, oh hello.
Well, but hold on now. That's with regards to the Airbnb world. Aren't they supposed? One of the things that people do is they'll be like, okay, we got 4 people staying here, but really 9 show up, and that's like a violation because it's supposed to be a per head deal. Like after a certain, I think you denote how many, and then after that is a per head charge.
Yes, yeah.
Are you Lummy Sabian?
No, because we have a management. So I looked it up on he has a little app, and I looked it up on the app, and it looked like they booked the maximum and then paid for like 3 extra.
So they did good.
Yeah, they actually followed the rules.
Is it your understanding, having the Airbnb Verbo world that you have, that women, like ladies' night out, bachelor night, that's usually not anything to have to worry about compared to like the thugs that were there that one time that went through the ceiling?
Yeah, it seemed like they know how to control themselves a little bit better on damaging things.
Did you introduce yourself as hi, I'm not the lawn boy, I am actually the owner? Kind of making yourself look a little big time.
Yeah, my neighbor was talking to me, and they kind of gave us a look, and he goes, "Oh, I'm the neighbor, and he owns this place."
Oh,
so yeah, we did.
Any attractiveness?
Oh yeah, they were all. They looked like they were all UT girls that probably had their parents rent it because they were all driving like Audis and.
Well, you got a good
BMW.
look, didn't you, Lummy?
Yeah. So 9 girls.
Yeah.
A 9-girl rental for what? 2 nights? 1 night?
They actually did 2 nights.
Friday, Saturday, or
yeah.
Saturday, Sunday?
Saturday, Sunday.
Did you knock on the door and see if they needed any extra towels or anything?
Yeah.
No. My blink camera was going off a lot. They had a lot of guys going in and out. So.
Now can you blink inside?
No. That's illegal. Yeah.
Okay.
Just my doorbell. I actually had to disable it.
Me of all people wanting to blink inside, knowing that it's illegal.
Surprise!
So you can blink the door. You can blink the doorstep.
Yes.
And probably the back door. You could probably blink the perimeter of the outside. No problem.
Yeah.
Because that's public property, so to speak. Well, or it's at least your property, right?
Yes.
So you could have cameras on the back patio and on the side and stuff like that. You just can't have them inside.
Yeah, I just got to just tell them where they're at.
Right.
So they know.
So good weekend for you on that?
Yes. Yeah, it was actually good. They paid a nice little penny on that. So
now, with your management company, do they go in now and clean and do everything so that you and Ashley don't have to do anything?
Yeah, they do everything. The only thing I do now there is just cut the grass.
Just cut the.
What kind of take do they get?
Lummy, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
There's not any grass growing nowadays, but I mean, where you cut icicles. I mean, I don't know of any grass. I was at the track on Friday, Saturday, mowing some areas that had been covered over by semis as we're getting ready for our big parking caper for the Winter Nationals. And there's no grass growing right now. That's why average Joe has to take his vacations during the off season because, now I don't know if you knew this or not, Dan, you being the smartest guy, do you know what determines this is what I was told by a landscaper. Do you know what determines when grass grows and doesn't grow?
Well, it tends to grow more in the summer, which is why they mow weekly instead of bi-weekly.
It is
has to do with temperature and sunlight.
But it's one particular temperature. It's not the high of the day, but grass will grow until it's less when the low hits 69. When the low hits below 70 is when grass stops growing.
Really?
So grass grows up until the low is below 70. I did not know that. So it could be but as long as the low is 69 or below, grass won't grow.
It's like everything in Florida, because as soon as it gets below 70 degrees, Florida shuts down.
Oh, I know. And everybody here, we've all probably been somewhat riveted to our televisions, with South Carolina and was it Charlotte? No, it was Charleston. Charleston got the hardest hit, and we've all been riveted and stuff. And we've been, all obviously very cold and what have you. But realistically, we got it really pretty. I mean, we got it pretty good. It's just a little cold. The rest of the country, I mean,
they're losing power. They're snowed in. They got 2 feet of snow against their doors.
There was a 100-car pileup outside of Charlotte. I mean, and this one guy, I saw him on TV, and he's like, if you're in a pileup and you're stranded, make sure things that we don't ever have to worry about. 2 things. If you're in a 100-car pileup and it takes a while for them to get to you, make sure that your tailpipe is not covered up with snow, because if you start your car, it could put more carbon monoxide back into your cabin and kill you. And secondly, only turn your car on in 5 and 10 minute increments, then turn it off to conserve gas so that you don't run out of gas. So I guess you're supposed to turn it on, get it as hot as you can, then turn it off and let that hotness last as long as it can, then turn it back on. I could never imagine myself having to be in that much of a dire predicament that you're, conserving gas, and Seth has to go out back and dig the tailpipe out of the snow so you don't get carbon monoxide. That's real survival techniques right there.
I mean, is it which is more dangerous, you think, that or watching the water rise on your house? On Bayshore.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
At least I'm not shivering.
So here's, as I'm showing on my left screen before I go into words, this is the stadium from the Stadium Series last night. Don't they have 2 of these a year? I think.
Yeah, the Florida one was.
They had one. Miami had one last week, and we had one last night. But I think they only do 2 a year that are relatively geographically close. I think the NHL's now been doing it for I don't know how many years.
20 plus.
I think this is the 65th outdoor game that they've had since they started doing it. And the NHL will pick a huge where the Buffalo Bills or where a major outdoor stadium, if you will, that usually is the home of some NFL or at least college. I think they had it at Notre Dame one year, so they'll use college places as well. And the NHL does what they call the outdoor series, and it's where a team plays in an outdoor facility. Is it kind of like a throwback to when, ice hockey first started in the 1800s and there were no indoor places to play. I think literally all you could do is play outside back then, right?
I don't know. I don't know if they used to play in leather helmets outside and everything.
Lummy,
I'm sure it started on the frozen lakes.
Lummy, can you maybe Google when the first indoor hockey game was compared to the first, outdoor hockey game?
Yes, of course.
It might be the only sport. It might be the only sport, Seth, that made the transition from outside to inside. Because think about this. Football has always been played outside. So playing an outside game in football, I still think there's a third of the teams that have outdoor facilities, although they're all making the mad rush to go to indoors. I don't think basketball was ever competitively played outside, as a professional sport. I think that's always been inside of a gym. I'm trying to think of other, baseball historically has been played outside. They've built stadiums indoors and what have you, but it's an outdoor game. So it looks like hockey started out as an outdoor game and then moved. In fact,
the first professional indoor hockey game, March 3rd, 1875.
Really? They didn't have refrigeration back then.
Victoria Skating Rink in Montreal, Quebec.
So hold on now. When did the NHL first start?
Let's see.
That was
1917.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Pro hockey started in 1900. The NHL started in 1917.
All right, so they were just that 1873 deal was just some, I guess probably some sanctioning body that is no longer around.
It's just the birth of modern hockey.
Yeah.
Right.
And it looks like the first professional outdoor hockey game was 2003 Heritage Classic.
Right. So anyway, here's a picture of Ray J Stadium. Was it a sellout?
Yeah, yes, it was.
Was it a sellout?
Yeah, that's what they said.
So that's the biggest attendance ever for a Lightning game, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Well,
yeah, 50,000.
But for a while before they started this outdoor deal, the Lightning actually had the record for attendance when they had it at where the Rays play, Tropicana Field. Was there a couple of years that they I don't know if they just played a couple games there or
no, they played several seasons there.
Yeah, the Thunderdome.
Yeah, before they built the what I guess originally Amalie Arena, which is now Bridgeport Financial Group, which started out as just the Ice Palace. Remember, that's what they first called it, the Ice Palace. And what was that like in 90? No. Like, because I think we got we got awarded the Lightning in 92.
We set the record back in 96 at the Thunderdome for 28,183 fans.
At that point.
Yes.
And that's when we sucked. Like, that was when, God, how about last night? There's the facility. But what could they have done or what can they do to make that this area right here look less like a supercross track and more like, something that would be more, could you put folded chairs down there or would they not be able to see anything because they probably couldn't see over these walls? And you can't put staggered, bleacher seating up here because now you're impeding all, the meat of, the stadium is this area, right? The lower bowl. The lower bowl is the meat of the stadium.
Well, they were using that whole area outside it for like the concert. It was like a big venue because it's a map and it was supposed to be for Gasparilla.
Yeah.
Hockey and the Caribbean go together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think like what they could do, what they could have done.
Igloos. There's not much else you can do.
I know you can't literally put people there because the people that sit there are not going to be able to see the game. And then if you put any type of graduated, aluminum bleacher settings where, like 15 rows, now you're blocking all these guys. And that's the crux. That's the majority of your population is that 200 level. So, yeah, I guess it's just it's a smaller playing surface in a football field. And I don't think that you can probably really do much about it, right?
Yeah. I'm just glad they spared us the Disney theme.
Well, I will tell you this. It's I got to go to words, but wasn't it the biggest comeback in the outdoor series history, and I think it was one of the biggest comebacks in the Rays history.
The Lightning, so yeah.
I'm sorry, in the Lightning history.
It was both.
So I watched. I stayed up a little bit and watched Hagel put in the first goal with 11 seconds, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to bed. I mean, we already scored 11 seconds in, and then little did I know, I wake up this morning to eat some breakfast, and it says Lightning win 6-5 in a shootout, and they had to come back from a 4-goal deficit, or was it
5-1.
Yeah, 5-1.
Yeah, 5-1. I'm like, what? We were down 5-1 at one time.
Yeah, I got away from him quick.
Let me go into words so we're on time, and then both teams. The Lightning and the Bruins made quite extravagant entrances into the facility, including the Lightning being led by the Buccaneers, including Baker Mayfield and Tristan Wirfs in creamsicle jerseys and ghetto blasters. And then the Boston Bruins came in as revolutionary soldiers. I don't know how that's ever going to work.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I mean, we don't like those people.
They came in as the British? They came in as American revolutionaries.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they come in as the British.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought they came in as the Brits.
No, it's the American Patriots.
Yeah, next year we're going to be the North Vietnamese.
That's real.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
Did you know that it's only twice in the last 6 years have the goalies fought?
Lummy, did you find that for me?
Yeah, I sent it to you.
Okay.
It's that rare. The whole NHL.
Did will we get striked on it?
It's a 50-50 chance. I resent it to you too, just so you.
Okay.
I may get mine.
Now, what started the goalie fight?
Goalie tackled, I think it was Hagel.
Yeah.
Started pounding on him.
Dove on right after a non-goal. He didn't really do much to deserve that, I thought. We put the stick up his dick. Is that what he did?
Yeah.
He looked like he fucked him with the stick. Did you watch it?
No.
Oh, really?
No.
It's like the best game I've ever seen.
I don't watch the light here since they fired me.
I understand.
I actually saw it was. I can't say it's on hot mic. I forgot about hot mic. Well, I'll just say it. I had like on your iPhone, it'll give you like something that happened, like memories. And I was Tyler at my apartment, and it was a Wednesday, and he was like, I videotaped him. I said, so did you listen to my show today? He goes, nope, but was it The Chirp?
Yeah, that was one of the shows I did.
He goes, but I'm going to watch The Chirp tonight. I don't miss The Chirp on Wednesdays. I said, thanks, buddy.
Oh, man.
And I think it dropped on Wednesdays, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, he goes, he said that he made sure for me to know that that he was not going to miss the chiz, and he didn't give a fuck about my show.
Well, yours outlived The Chirp.
Thanks. I mean, did we release that Davenport thing everywhere?
Yes, we did.
Did we include him?
Yes, we did.
Okay. So it's looking like somebody stole my horn blasters.
Well, let's hope.
Stole it.
Let's hope not.
Your megaphone?
No. The extra one yet.
Where's?
I guess we can go look in that one trailer, right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna look at the back merch too,
Okay.
just in case it.
Oh, you stored it?
Well, it was.
Put it away somewhere?
I was given one years ago, and I stored it here.
Will you go put it in your truck?
Yeah, I'm just putting it in my truck soon, and it's no longer to be found. So
was back there.
Yeah, group pull-ups. I was gonna say the same joke, but I kept it to myself. Yinzer, what's up? Ripset. Jack of the Dog. Group pull-ups. Will Bug. Black Guy and Cali. J-Law Bronco. 50 Short Stroke. Good morning. Those profiles passed. Tank. Showed it up. Jericho. Boom. Up. Bullshit. Oh yeah.
Fanny Orlando. What's up, Cable Dog? 97 months.
I got kicked out of the Citrus Park Cinema for whacking it during Melania.
Really?
Yeah.
You did.
Did you finish?
Well, when they were pulling me up, yeah.
Let me give me the January numbers for your gimmicks.
Okay.
Merchant. I'm Cook. Comfy Old Man. Snug Slayer.
All right, so that's good. If you look at that text, so that means that it might have been moved in there.
When we look at text,
Yeah.
Crack Ribs. Mike from Mass.
did you not look in there?
No, that was I was.
Do you have a boring driving job or an uneventful desk job? Do you want something more fulfilling and exciting? Want to learn how to tow unique vehicles and handle roadside incidents? Steps Towing is looking for career drivers. Steps Towing has in-house training by certified instructors. No towing experience required, and they offer benefits. Locations in Hillsborough, Pasco, Pinellas, Polk, and Orange counties, serving all of Florida. Apply at drivesteps.com. Tell them Bubba Army.
Bubba, the Love Sponge.
Oh, come on! Come on, you stupid-ass piece of...
Bubba the Love Sponge lives, because a dirty mind is a terrible thing to waste. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Unbeknownst to Dan, there has been somebody that has submitted a parody song about you, Dan.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is it one of our trilogy or a different person?
I'm not necessarily at liberty to release the identity to the person that I think you'll probably be able to figure it out. But I'm going to wait till Jay gets here because I want Jay. I don't want the first time I play it. I want everybody's natural reaction. So probably 8:35, 8:40 when Jay gets here. I'm going to play the new Dr. Daniel parody song.
Is there a title?
I think it's just called Daniel.
Scamuel.
Oh, is it Scamuel?
I believe it's something like that.
Oh, yeah, it's Scamuel.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. It's Scamuel, Dan. So, by the way, how's the new puppy doing?
Perfect. He's been great. He's been absolutely great. He's already gained about 5-6 pounds since I've had him, so he's close to 50 pounds now. He's giant.
Did you see where Daniel Rose has cracked the puppy mill?
Yes, he has.
Where it came from and who's been doing it and the whole 9 yards?
Yeah. Don't you love when people, in third world countries try to scam people in America?
Think about how much they've done this. I mean, like, they got all the Vogue, really popular pop culture puppies. Like, they got a teacup poodle one. I'm sorry, they got a teacup Yorkie one. They got like a Doberman one. They got like your type of one. They got like a German Shepherd. They got like every potential breed that Americans like the most. They got, and so they're just. I mean, think about how many. And you're an affluent doctor, and think about, and there's probably people that aren't as smart as you that get bamboozled. I mean, you've been you have an affection for getting bamboozled on the internet.
Infinity?
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, think about others. I mean, you're smart, and they got you. Think about how many others they got that aren't as smart as you are.
I know. I mean, and you think with that money they'd buy indoor plumbing and toilets, but
I mean, they could be doing tens of thousands of dollars a day.
I know.
It's not a one. We need to turn him into the FBI. Or do you think the FBI is not really worried about rich people getting bamboozled on Vizsla puppies?
There's so much international internet crime, and they don't do a damn thing about it.
Well, I don't know. I think there comes a point where they don't have jurisdiction.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There should be an international mechanism for people that get scammed from other countries, and there's just not.
I mean, like a division of Interpol.
Yeah.
Where they are,
And if India and Nigeria and the Philippines really wanted to do business with America, there should be a mechanism in place so that when things like that happen, there's a cause of action against them. But no one. They're worried about infrastructure, and they're worried about
the Epstein
road
lips.
invites.
We're worried about the Epstein list.
Right, exactly. The 3 million pages.
Lummy, this is how the Lightning arrived at the game yesterday, being led by Baker Mayfield and Tristan Wirtz. Now, were the rest of the people that wore the Buccaneer creamsicle uniforms, were they Buccaneers?
No, they were Lightning players.
Oh, they were?
Yeah, when it was down 5-1, I said they shouldn't have been wearing that creamsicle because the Bucs suck in it. So
yeah. You can even tell they're not Buccaneers. They don't even know how to walk like football players. It was good to see that Pat Maroon not only was the Grand Marshal of Gasparilla, but he was the the guy that did the celebrity puck drop.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, he looks good. So is he retired now?
Yeah, I think he does. Seth will be able to verify. I think he has something to do with the Lightning broadcast, the play-by-play.
I think so, yeah. I think he's like an ambassador, kind of like Dave Anderchuk used to be, where he just pretty much represents the Lightning anywhere they need somebody in the community, which he's a great guy to have that job.
Yeah, he is, because he's so personable. He's a great guy. His wife's nice.
Dude. He's a great
It's crazy at all the places that he played that this is where he landed.
Yeah, because he played in I think he played in Chicago a lot. He played in St. Louis.
St. Louis was his home.
That's his home. Yeah.
Too bad the Bruins couldn't have the Super Bowl destined Patriots lead them into the game. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
With Drake May, right?
Yeah,
Saying,
it's like, yeah.
We'll up your Baker Mayfield with Drake May.
I like the hometown connection, but we got an 8-9 team leading the Lightning into battle here.
Right, exactly. Now here are how the Boston Bruins came, and I thought they were the British Redcoats. But they're actually American Revolutionary.
The Patriots.
The people that fought for our country. Actually, pretty smart and great marketing. And think about this, Dan. Think about how much money. Because they had to go out to a uniform place and buy all this stuff. They just aren't giving it.
No.
And think about how much. Probably an outfit like that's $200-300.
What?
Yeah, I would say
a big boy Patriot outfit's probably $500.
Yeah, like this, with full dress and the hat and the
socks
and the overcoat and the socks, and they did wear tennis shoes. Like this guy here, that guy's fully decked out.
Aren't you glad we don't have to dress like that anymore?
I would ever dress like that.
It's like a baseball player in New York.
Did you see what John Cooper was wearing? Well, all his assistants.
Why did he have that outfit on?
I guess it was a homage to Scarface.
But why?
I don't know.
I don't understand. It doesn't theme into the other stuff.
Let me send me the picture.
I sent you the picture of him.
He was dressed up like Tony Montana
Montana.
Tony Montana.
Some people say it was for the Ybor connection, or the Mafia and the Ybor.
He looked good. Here in 1975, he looked good.
He looks like kind of Matthew McConaughey a little bit, does he not?
Sure does.
It was like 32 degrees too, so he was cold.
Little chest hair showing.
Yeah, I couldn't understand that because everyone was bundled up, and he had just that on, and he didn't look cold at all, did he?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. Because their coach was just in a regular suit, looked like a nerd. Did you know, Lummy, that their coach, the Boston Bruins coach, is the only man in history to have coached and played in an outdoor series game?
Oh, did not know that.
Yeah, I heard that on the commentary before I went to bed. Now, I hope we probably will get a copyright strike for this, so this will probably be trimmed out. Maybe not. I don't know. If I play it in short increments. But last night during the Stadium Series, Bruins versus Lightning, Lightning got down 5-1, came back, tied it, then won in a shootout. Lightning, I think, are 8-1-1 in the last 10. These teams, both of these teams collectively are the two hottest teams in the NHL. And this something very rare. Not only was the rarity the fact that the Lightning came down from 4 goals and tied it and then won in a shootout. That's rare. But this was there was an incident where the goalies fought, and that's rare.
They said twice in the last 6 years it's happened.
Yeah, and I don't know what provoked it, but Lummy has the highlight here, and these are arguably one of the top. I mean, isn't Vasilevsky regarded at this point as one of the top 3 goalies in the entire league? I think he is.
Yeah,
I think he's. And Seth, isn't he representing Russia in the Olympics?
I don't know.
I thought he was. So, and boy, if you're a Lightning guy, and I think Big Cat, which is Vasilevsky or Vasilinsky, our goalie number 88. I know he's a $9 million a year guy. I know that. Him and Cooch, and there's a handful of them that are at that $9 million threshold. And wouldn't you be, not that goalies get hurt a lot, but man, I don't know but playing for your country is obviously the biggest honor of all. But if you got a $9 million contract, but I guess their contracts are guaranteed, right? Them, baseball, and basketball all have guaranteed contracts. So if you go out and hurt yourself, you still make your money, regardless. But football, on the other hand, if you get hurt, they can void your contract out. So I can see where you might want to go play for your country if your contract's guaranteed.
I sent you just a little longer of a clip just so you can have what happened before, the couple of seconds before.
Yeah, I think I like to have that, probably.
Since we're probably getting hit anyhow, you might as well just watch the full thing.
Yeah, since we're going to get hit, we might as well hit the full thing. Seth said he didn't see this. I don't think he watched the game last night.
I don't watch. I feel like you guys. I don't watch any Lightning anymore. Once they got rid of me, I switched over to basketball. So I don't really follow any of the Lightning anymore.
But hockey in general, do you follow that?
No.
Really? You've just quieted the whole thing?
But you are really, really knowledgeable. I mean, you're very knowledgeable on the sport.
I dropped it to learn more about basketball.
Oh, okay.
Bolts. Cooch are off.
All right, so Cooch throws a shot. Lummy, and the reason why I'm going to start and stop this, hopefully, might help us not get a strike. Yeah. So it looks like Cooch fires one pretty far out.
Bolts. Cooch are off a shot.
Boom. And it looks like their Lightning, their goalie stops it.
Yeah. And it's stopped by Swayman. And
now is the goalie mad because it looks like our guy gave him a little chin music with the thing, like right here, look. Right here.
Cooch are off a shot.
Well, Dr. Dan
or is he digging on his balls?
I think he hit them with the crotch with the hockey stick.
So he was digging on his balls.
Mm-hmm.
So he, as the Bruins.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, as the Bruins guy stopped the puck. Our guy thought maybe the puck was still down there, because if it is loose and it's not secured by the goalie through his glove or his blocker or his pad, and it's still kind of loose, they get in there and dig on it. Well, maybe it was down by his balls, kind of loose, and the guy went there and dug on the guy's nuts.
They showed a close up of it, and it was loose, and he was within his rights, I think.
And now the goalie for the Bruins is full hot because the guy dug on his nuts, with the hockey stick. Although they wear cups, you still don't want your nuts, messed with.
By Swayman, and now he goes.
See, and so that in itself, what's happening now? The goalie for the Bruins jumps on top of the dude for the Lightning that was digging on his nuts, and he's full, mounted on him.
After somebody out in front.
Now the Boston Bruins goalie is getting up and letting his tough guys handle the business.
That's Hagel in front of the net again. Swayman is hot.
Now, at this point, Lummy, is Vaz on his way?
Yeah.
All right, so Vaz, our goalie, sees that their goalie jumped on one of our guys, and our goalie just ain't going to sit in his goal. So he's now headed, and do they meet at half court?
Yeah.
Vasilevsky's coming out across. Here.
All right, so.
Center ice. Swayman.
Oh, you never see goalies fight, do you? Never.
Vasilevsky may go.
Oh, hold on. Now, their guy's so tough, he took his helmet off. Does our guy take a helmet off?
Yeah, he takes it off. He's waiting for him to get rid of his stick.
Swayman
All right, he had to give his hair a little comb back. Here we go. This is really rare in hockey.
Take your man.
By the way, Seth, isn't Vasilevsky 6'7"? I think he's 6'7".
On skates, definitely.
Skov, and he obliges.
And he's got that left.
They went ready to shoot it.
Oh, and he's trying to get that. From there, it looks like it's getting ready to be some good news.
It's crazy. Oh.
Well, that was a big nothing burger.
He got a couple good pops on him when they showed it. Well, there's no point to show the replay, but he got a couple good little pops on him.
Well, I mean, I would think that he would be considered the winner on that deal because he went down.
Dude, he's the winner because that led his team to victory.
Right. Well, yeah,
exactly. It was the smartest thing he could possibly have done.
That stuff's very premeditated.
You're right. You're right. Because they were down at that point. How many goals were they down at that point?
3. It was 5-2.
So, and the goalie, if you notice when they walk out, the goalie always is the first guy. The goalie is maybe not necessarily captain, but just protocol, the way hockey works is they're kind of the quarterback of the team. The goalie always leads the team out to the ice after the game. If your team wins, they all come up and bump heads or give the goalie.
But they're not normally the captain at all.
No, they're usually not. But they're kind of the.
Well, they're always on the ice. They're an anchor.
Yeah, you're right. They play the entire game unless you get pulled because you suck. So, Lummy, that's great. Vasilevsky, by all accounts, won that, and mostly because he got the guy down, but also the team rallied to win.
That's right.
Now I got it. I know why Trump. Oh, Lummy, this is actually our kind of our clickbait, isn't it?
Yeah.
So should we not get into it too much right now?
Yeah, I mean, we can wait. Or you can do it now. I mean, there's a lot of it.
I mean, or we can talk about that Bonnie Blue hits sick new low as she unveils cattle breeding as her next massive sex stunt. Isn't Bonnie Blue the woman that had intercourse with 1,000 men? Wasn't that Bonnie Blue?
Yeah, she's wife material.
Oh, God. How'd you like to walk into a nightclub and half of everybody's already blasted your wife? When is Bonnie Blue's cattle breeding event? Now, isn't that illegal? I don't think
it's bestiality. I think it's just the style.
What's the style?
I think you just kind of sit there and people just, like you're almost like you're tied down, and I think they just kind of come in and have their way and move on.
Bonnie Blue has unveiled her latest sickening stunt to bed as many men as possible. She is now set to host a disgusting cattle breeding event where men can get hot and steamy with her, and another bizarre world record. Okay, so at least it's men. It's not.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that a woman's anatomy is necessarily made to accommodate a bull's anatomy.
No, it looks like she's just trying to get someone to get her pregnant.
Well, how would you know?
Well, she said an anonymous man. That's what she's going for.
So she just wants to be bred by as many men as possible, and then
see if the strongest swimmer wins.
Well,
That's what she says.
Now, are they going to do a DNA test to find out which guy it was, or is that part of the hotness in the fact that you don't know which guy it is?
That's hot.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to take her stance, Seth. Not saying hot for me, like why she thinks it's hot. Like,
These chicks are looking for their next stunt, and they routinely do a "I'm pregnant" kind of thing after these gangbangs. So, I mean, how would you like to be guy number 172 busting in there? I mean, this is absolutely revolting stuff.
And it looks like she said they are not planning on doing a DNA test.
Yeah, so at that point, Seth, guy 172 could be the dad, but it is absolutely disgusting. All of that, I got to watch out how I say this, but all of that material the men prior to 172 laid down would have to, you could certainly feel it if you were 172, and that would kind of gross me out.
So like you're going into something that everyone's already kind of sent the deposits in?
Yes.
That's absolutely vile.
Yeah, so, yeah. Oh, man.
I don't need lube. I got the 6 guys before me.
Well, and it looks like that record was 1,057 men in a day. So she said if that's how long it will take or whatever.
Here's the deal, Dan. Now I'm talking to you as a doctor and I'm talking to you medically. What is the volume of a vagina? Like, if you were to say, like, ounces or quarts or gallon, like, if you were to fill the average, not one that's had...
Probably 4 ounces.
That's it.
That's not much, yeah.
And the average ejaculation is...
Less than an ounce. Way less than an ounce.
Okay, but after 100 guys, I'm sure
yeah, you'll cap it. You'll overflow.
It'd be interesting. So at that...
and plus, that's 4 ounces without anything inside. So when you put something inside, it kind of pushes all that stuff out. Like a piston. Clearing out the cylinder.
Unless you're guy 1,
oh man,
maybe even 2. I mean,
because I want to be guy number 1,058.
Oh my God! At that point, might as well be having sex with a warm mayonnaise jar.
Well, not only that, you got to imagine that your surroundings are covered in the 1,058 other guys.
And finally, before words, the house that Bubba built. He didn't buy this house until after the sex tape. Hulk Hogan's Florida mansion hits market for $11 million. He bought it in 2012.
Should we start a GoFundMe to buy it back?
No, I wouldn't want to live there ever. No way.
We could just rent it out. We could just rent it out to marks that are coming into town.
You could. That's what Nick, who owns the house, should do. Make it a Hulk Hogan themed Airbnb, right, Lummy? I mean,
see where he died.
I think I don't know that he's got a mortgage or any debt service on it. So you
put like yellow tape or
No. I mean, you mean where he died?
Yeah, there's an outline of him on the ground.
Well, you could put the recliner and put like one of his, those
wax figure of him.
A wax figure of him. ODing on opioids.
Right, whispered, brother.
So, but no, instead they're going to sell it for. They're going to sell it for 11 million.
Jeez.
Is this the?
Yeah, I mean, it is the house.
It is the house.
But of course, there's no volume for some reason.
That's the one you got caught at, right?
Yeah, that is the one. I was going up the Beachway.
Oh, you're coming in from the behind.
Yeah.
And you had what interaction with Ronnie?
Ronnie was the beach job at the house. It was the maid. I think it was the maid or the house manager who. It was a lady that knew you. I knew that.
Well, they've already cleaned all the furniture out of there and everything. Look,
looks good.
I mean, I wonder if they'll get 11 million for it. I was talking to my realtor about this yesterday, and she's like, the market's kind of down on the beach, especially when. Look at the bathroom here. Hold on here. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
He said that the market's a little bit now. Supposedly the people who did the pool sued him for $300,000.
Why didn't pay him?
Huh?
He didn't pay him?
I don't know. There was supposedly like a $300,000 lien on it at one time. I don't know any of that to be true.
That was a hike.
So Hogan's house is.
What beach is that?
Clearwater.
That's Clearwater Beach.
Good North Beach.
Lummy, I'm going to go to words early, and we'll start getting into the Epstein files. Now I know why. Now I know why none of it's getting released. You got Putin on there. You got Harvey Levin from TMZ. You got Trump on there. You got Clinton on there. Supposedly a couple people from the royal family on there.
Elon Musk
on there.
Nikki Haley.
Bill Gates with the STD.
Yeah, that's the worst thing I've ever seen, man.
Hold on, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, I sent you. It should have been a story on it.
Will you send it back?
Yeah.
So within the Epstein files, there is a part of it that talks about Bill Gates having an STD.
Yes.
What did
No. This is bigger than having an STD. There's an email that Epstein's writing to Bill Gates,
right,
where he references that Bill Gates got an STD from some Russian girls, and that he needed medicine to secretly give his wife so she didn't know about the STDs.
So, but he was going to probably give it to her unbeknownst to her.
He was trying to give her he was trying to get medicine from Epstein that he could give her, antibiotics or whatever, that she wouldn't know about.
So he could slip it in her coffee in the morning or like some
whatever, something like that.
Like, Dan, what's that herpes medicine?
Cyclovir, but that's not going to fix it. He probably like doxycycline or something because he probably had chlamydia or something. Something like
whatever.
An STD, something easy to treat with an antibiotic.
So he was having to get some STD stuff and slip it in. Was her name Melanie? Melinda Gates. He picked up an STD from a Russian chick, and then
multiple Russian girls. He said
then needed a high spot caper to try to get that mixed into his wife's, whatever. So that she didn't get it.
Which, if he's going to Epstein for that, man, I can't imagine some of the other things people were going to Epstein for.
Yeah.
I sent you the story.
Okay, we'll get into it next, okay?
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Now, why all of a sudden did they dump these $3 million? Are they finally fucking over it? Are they finally let's just let it go?
I think they've just continued to release a bunch at a time as they continue to redact stuff and black stuff out.
I think they released 3 million pages and it's still not enough. Right? You criticize this, not all of it.
Dodge questions about damning new Epstein file allegations that he caught an STD from Russian girls. Seven's Blake Johnson caught up.
Thank you, Matthew. 240. One of the Giants owners, Dirt Merchant.
Yeah, the one trying to find a video of Harvey Levin is difficult because there's not much out there.
Yeah, because Harvey Levin's shutting it all down.
Fuck this shit, man. I'm moving to Africa. It's fucking bullshit. My dick doesn't even work peeing outside.
It's too cold?
Fuck, yeah, dude. It's cold. It's shriveled. It's fucking...
Peeing on your zipper?
Who knows where I pissed? I'm so cold I won't even be able to feel it till later. Jesus. Shit. Oh, God. What up, Berto? Thanks, Thomas.
New other girl.
Oh, nice.
No, she's been there.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she might look different. I don't know. They used to have like a Latin chick that was like.
Yeah, I think she got pulled out of the market, bud.
Oh no, she's in man, she's in Miami or somewhere.
She went to the higher, better market.
No, that's what they do.
Yeah.
They start
in Tampa and up in Miami.
No, they usually start like in Gainesville and then go to Tampa.
And then do like a Miami, Chicago.
Yep, Miami, Chicago, New York.
What's up there, Bertrand? What's up, Johnny? Johnny K.
That's a tough one.
What night are the best parties, Jeffrey?
It's in there, Bubba.
What is?
The
My horn?
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
They got moved in there.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you, Macho. I mean, thank you.
Yeah, Macho's just happy he didn't throw it away when we were cleaning stuff out.
Because he's a fucking throw
I think that's why we put it in the pantry, because that was the
Dan,
touch stuff.
Dan, you need to be a bucked up guy, not a monster guy.
Okay.
So we need to find you a bucked up that you like.
Is it cherry? I think I like. Do you like the Miami Vice?
I know you can wear shorts if your feet, hands, and head are covered.
Cherry Pop and Miami Vice was the three.
I almost had to go sit in the car during my daughter's soccer game.
Is it so cold?
Yeah, then another parent said, "You're halfway there," and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" What's up, Felix?
That was just a big proverbial countdown.
Listener-supported Sponge, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Listener-supported via PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all at the Bubba Army. Now returns.
I got a text Friday from Lasker and Bobby and his crew that came here and picked up the cream machine from Live Fast. Is it Live Fast Enterprises and Towing?
Yes.
I think that's their company. Make sure, Lummy, that you get me the official, website or whatever they like us to, however they like us to promote them.
I think it would just go on their Facebook, Live Fast Enterprises.
I'm trying to find Lasker's text, but they got, let me see here. We're putting a brand new 650 Holly 4-barrel carburetor on it, new fuel pump and lines, fixing all the pulleys, new belts, some new cables, replacing all the ends and shrink wrapping the wiring, some other wire repair, plug-in trickle charger, and patch that wall, all done by Friday. So it looks like they're bringing it. They might bring it back Friday. Wouldn't that be kick-ass?
Wow, that's quick.
Yeah, and it started right up.
Wow.
Once they put their jumper box on it.
You've got about $100,000 into that thing now, don't you?
Yeah, thanks. About as much as you got into Rolexes. Rolexes, puppies, and bike frames.
At least I don't have to store it.
Yeah, well, at least you know what? At least I got something to show for it.
Yeah,
I got a broken down, cream machine, former ice cream truck, and Macho. It's my understanding that it may not. If we just do it primitive, where we do a 2-camera shoot with wooden stools and some step and repeat backdrops, which we already have, that you could probably all do it from a laptop for me. As long as it's not live and we're just recording.
Yeah, we're good to go. We're all set.
Yeah, so Lummy, I'm looking to try to hobble that, get that thing up to the track.
Nice.
And go podcast or do an interview of the top of the podium guys that finish, each night at the Ocala Speedway Winter Nationals, which kick off a week from Wednesday. Don't forget this Sunday's the Super Bowl.
That was exciting.
Here's the big story of the day, and is there a reason why the Department of Justice or whoever's releasing these Epstein files are doing it on a Sunday night or a Saturday night at whatever time?
This came out Friday afternoon.
Did it come out Friday afternoon?
Which is when you bury things, Friday afternoon. That's the time to bury things.
Well, I mean, it's buried. It's buried, and it seems like out of all the ones that they've dropped, this has been the most damning so far as actually people potentially catching a little bit of crap or being in trouble, so to speak. Not that Bill Gates is even married to the woman that he was trying to hide his STD from. Now, Dan, could she come back in retro, sue him for being exposed or not, unless she would happen to pick something up? If she didn't pick anything up, then there is no damages, right?
Right.
So anyway, here's...
The Justice Department released so many records from the Epstein files today, more than 3 million pages plus videos and photos, that if you were to print them out and stack them up, they'd be about 3 times taller than the Statue of Liberty.
What?
Along with a team of journalists, Ed O'Keefe is going through all of that tonight to see what's revealed about the late...
Now, you think that they're trying to do that? We're going to release so much that the average staffed media company can't get through it.
Well, no one can get through 3 million pages. The only way you can do it is with word searches and things.
Convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and his powerful friends.
Let me $55 from Mushroom Mitch.
All right.
The files reveal hundreds of references to President Trump, who's never been charged with any wrongdoing. Some describe allegations referencing underage women. Others detail parties allegedly held at the president's Mar-a-Lago estate. A 2012 email details the possibility of Epstein going to Mar-a-Lago after Christmas. That's several years after Trump claims he and Epstein ended their friendship.
I haven't spoken to him in probably 15 years or more.
In a 2016 deposition, Epstein is asked several questions about former President Bill Clinton flying on his jet and whether he was accompanied by 2 young women. Epstein answered fifth to each question. Clinton has denied any wrongdoing. In another email, Epstein writes about helping Microsoft founder Bill Gates to get drugs in order to deal with consequences of sex with Russian girls.
That's pretty, that's pretty
Damning?
Yeah, I don't think you can really come up with a lot of excuses to work around. I don't think there's a workaround there. Helping Bill to get drugs in order to deal with the consequences of having sex with Russian girls.
Well, the common excuse that a lot of these powerful people are using is like, oh, I met him one time, or when I found out about him, I stopped talking to him, which finding out is false about many of these people.
Right, when you can say that, but then when you follow up with an email about, hey, one of your Russian hookers may have given me chlamydia, what can I put in my wife's coffee in the morning to help me not get in trouble? I think that's far beyond meeting one time and never coming back. Like, not that Bill Gates, I think, has to worry about it now, would he? I mean, can they throw him off any of his? I mean, like, there comes a point when you're Bill Gates, you're untouchable.
I don't know if you can use an email that Epstein sent to Bill Gates. I don't know. Dan would have to answer if that's something that they can. I don't know what is she going to sue him for.
Right, exactly. What's her damages?
Meaning her ex-wife. But I'm just talking about like his status within, all the boards that he sits on and all the, like, because when you're Bill Gates, not only are you the owner of Microsoft and, all the other things that you've bought and invested in and, what is he, the third or fourth richest, fifth richest guy in the world?
And he's the largest landowner in the United States, farmland.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, how many different boards of directors does he sit on, which is a very prestigious thing when, these major, like Ford and, all these, Wachovia and Bank of America and American Express and these major corporations ask you to be a board member. I could think that could potentially hinder it, right? So, something like this could potentially hinder that.
Well, I mean, if he's the third or fourth richest guy in the world, what does getting booted off a board of directors mean?
Yeah, it's just
exactly
nothing.
But he should be, though. He should lose some of those things.
But nothing. It means nothing because a lot of times those only pay like 50, 80, 100. They only pay your expenses to get into to the town that they're having or city that they're having their board meeting in.
Well, he's Captain Vaccination too, so I'm not a huge fan of his.
Gates' ex-wife told CBS News her then-husband's relationship with Epstein played a role in their divorce.
Oh. That's the first I'm hearing of that.
Well, he's the founder of all the boards that he sits on.
Yeah. She did pretty well. She got $75 billion in the divorce.
Wow. Give me chlamydia for $75 billion. I'll take it.
Exchange with Elon Musk discusses sending his helicopter to take him to his island. Musk asking what day, night, will be the wildest party. Danny Bensky, who said she was abused by Epstein in 2004 at age 17, believes the Justice Department is withholding information.
So I think that the release right now is being sold as transparency, and it is not transparent at all.
So these people here, these women that have actually gone through this, they can comb through or can at least watch the news and see what is being, triculated out. And they're saying that this is not all of it. Like, this is just, a vanilla version, that the really good stuff's still not been triculated out.
Well, if she knows more, she can talk, right?
I think
she should. If I'm one of these girls, Dan, I don't wait for it to triculate out via Pam Bondi's DOJ. I triculate it out myself.
That's one of the weird things about this is that they have these women that they are talking, but they're not really talking, and then no one's really publishing what they're saying.
Well, she said she got molested by Epstein.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they said.
Yeah.
But where's the girls that got like molested by Clinton or by Bill Gates or by Trump or by Musk or by Prince Andrews? Where are those girls? I think the one that actually Prince Andrews molested did come forward.
Yeah, I think she did come forward.
And name him specifically. But these other people.
But Dan, maybe the other ones signed buttoned up DNA or DNAs, NDAs.
Yeah, to what? To Epstein? He's dead. So
no, to Clinton. Or to Trump, or to Gates, or to, right? If you signed a buttoned-up DNA, does that prohibit you from talking about that event?
Arguably, yes.
Yeah, I mean, if you got a good one, right?
Right.
100% protects the perpetrator.
Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche.
We didn't protect or not protect anybody. I mean, I think that we there's a hunger or a thirst for information that I do not think will be satisfied by the review of these documents.
A spokesperson for Bill Gates called the claims against him completely false. No comment yet from Elon Musk. The White House says the documents include sensationalist claims against the president, and the Justice Department says it withheld about 200,000 documents for legal reasons, and that the review of the Epstein matter is complete. Tony?
Ed, thank you very much.
So they're saying, the Justice Department saying that they withheld, 200,000. For what? 200,000 what? All you
It's
do
less
is,
than 1% of it, though.
I know, but that's probably 200,000 pages of some real good, juicy stuff.
Yeah, because of all that stuff in the 3 million pages isn't juicy enough.
Well, no.
Because it's, again, Bubba, it's so
all.
much volume. It's so much volume. It's like, you know how there's some movies where there's just so much nudity that you just get desensitized to the nudity? There's so much stuff in here. It's just that you can't get to it all.
When you're dealing with people like Bill Gates and Elon Musk and Bill Clinton and Donald Trump and potentially now Putin's involved, there's probably 200,000 pages of very salacious stuff involving those people, and it needs to be out. It needs to be out.
Microsoft founder Bill Gates has dodged questions about damning new Epstein file allegations that he caught an STD from Russian girls. Seven's Blake Johnson caught up with the bit.
And if you're Bill Gates, why do you got to get a hold of Epstein to try to find out about some medicine that you could get to get rid of your chlamydia or herpes, whatever you got? When you are at this point in time one of the richest men in the world, you don't have a doctor in your back pocket that you can't say, hey doctor, I need you to get me some, Dan, obviously there's prescriptions for this sort of thing.
Why would you want the doctor to know? Clearly Epstein's the one that got him the Russian girls with the STD.
Well, it looks like Epstein had a doctor on.
Oh,
and
that's probably
staff. Yeah,
probably for this particular thing. So maybe that's why you keep it in-house and you don't because you're right, Seth, the minute that he goes to his Seattle, isn't he based out of Seattle?
Yeah, I think so,
The minute he goes to his Seattle-based doctor, now there's one more person that knows about it.
And it's on his EMRs.
What's that mean?
His electronic medical records.
Yeah, it's on his EMRs.
And that sticks with you for life.
But isn't that HIPAA?
Yeah, but it's there. So every time you check into a hospital, even the lady in the front can access it. So HIPAA all you want, but when it's a good story, no one cares about HIPAA.
all you want, but when the front lady that checks you in for whatever sees that you've been prescribed some Valtrex.
Yeah, they do that so you can't doctor shop, right, Dan? So they can see what all your prescriptions.
Yeah.
Millionaire as he left his Melbourne hotel on a day out at the Australian Open.
The deep reach of the Epstein files now spreads to Melbourne.
Mr. Gates, do you have anything further to say about the Epstein files that mentioned your name overnight?
Thanks, Bill Gates leaving the Ritz-Carlton on Spencer Street after being named in the final massive drop of documents by the US government.
Today we are producing more than 3 million pages, including more than 2,000 videos and 180,000 images.
Jeffrey Epstein claimed Bill Gates caught a sexually transmitted disease from sex with Russian girls, and that he planned with the disgraced financier to secretly slip his wife antibiotics. Melinda and Bill Gates later divorced. The Epstein controversy mentioned as one of the reasons the marriage fell apart.
Yeah.
He looks like he's about 2 years away from looking like Stephen Hawking, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's just like shriveling up upon himself. And Bubba, here's what I want to know from you guys. Are you mad if these guys were having sex with girls, or are you guys mad these guys were having sex with underage girls?
Underage.
And so if these files they're not giving ages and things like that. So some of these guys that may have just gone and hooked up with some 25-year-old chick at Epstein Island, like, does that person need to be vilified in the press?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. This has been such a huge story, and it's been such a shell game with regards to getting information as to who's done what. Obviously the most, damning stuff that we're going to get probably collectively upset about would be underage girls. Now, that seems to be more of an Epstein deal, as he was grooming them from a Palm Beach middle school. But so yes, we want to know about all the underage stuff, but just the volume of how many times each celebrity went over there, what they I think America or the world, I think the world wants to know as much as they've made this such taboo. I think it almost would have been better if they just would have dumped it all and everybody waded through it. But because they have triculated it and siphoned it out and funneled it down and redacted it and what have you, that now we want to know every potential detail on it. They've almost done it to themselves. So I don't know. And it's probably the biggest, international sex scandal that I can ever think of. Can anybody else in your lifetime think of? I'm not talking about the Hogan sex tape. I'm not talking about the Paris Hilton sex tape. I'm not talking about the Pam and Tommy Lee. But I'm talking about this is an international sex scandal involving some of the most powerful people. I mean, if you just take these people alone, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Putin, and, a part of a royal family, and I'm sure there's some ones I'm missing, those are pretty powerful people. And people want to know about those people. I mean, if Donald Trump gets a new pair of shoes, we want to know about it. I'm just saying, I think they've done it to themselves by trying to redact and save people's asses. I think it's made America's thirst for this even more. And I think with this latest round, when they dumped it on Friday night, trying to be cute, but this has probably been the most salacious dump of data so far. I think that, this is going to end up being a crap show.
Is that who I thought it was? If the allegations bothered Bill Gates at all, there was no sign of it at the Australian Open today.
He is actually a huge tennis fan.
Gates released a stinging response via statement. These claims from a proven disgruntled liar, he says, are absolutely absurd and completely false.
Here's the thing. You can say that now because you don't have the person that you were writing or that was writing you or, obviously the person that you were corresponding with, Jeffrey Epstein. He's dead.
Right, you can't authenticate any of it.
Right, so you can say anything. This correspondence with a known pathological liar.
That's why it seems like all this information is going to be nothing but salacious accusations.
But here's the deal. If you do have an email from Epstein to Gates or vice versa, that leads some credibility. They're talking about that particular topic. I mean, right? I mean, that's valid.
Yeah, I guess what they found so far has only been like a draft. He was drafting it for a lady that worked for Bill Gates' wife.
Data dump. There are shocking new photos, including multiple pictures of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor on all fours crouching over a woman. Plus, chilling new insight into Jeffrey Epstein's jail cell taken after his death. Also, a damning email from Epstein to Andrew arranging an encounter with a 26-year-old Russian woman. And there's a trail of emails revealing the depths of Epstein's long-term friendship with Catherine Keating, the daughter of former Prime Minister Paul. Blake Johnson, 7 News.
Is he blasting her too? That's hot. I mean, it seems like our entire news cycle has to always have some type of sexual scandal. We just got to wait. We just got off the P. Diddy deal, right? Now, this has been a continuing thing now for well over a year. Wasn't it last April that Pam Bondi, went on the Jesse Waters show and kind of boastfully bragged, or maybe it was even March, that she had the list on her desk, and that has now been kind of walked back to. She was talking about how she had the file on her list. So I don't know, man. This is something that I don't think is going away. And I think that the more and more that they release, I mean, this latest round was pretty salacious. You got Harvey Levin.
And what's his accusation though? I mean, what do we have on him? Anything substantial? Anything solid? Anything?
Do you have it? I can't quite read what this.
It was pretty much. I mean, in the sum it up, it's him calling him a good friend.
Calling Epstein a good friend.
Epstein calling Harvey Levin a good friend.
Oh yeah, and I think it insinuated that Harvey Levin could control the media or can control the narrative better than anybody through his very powerful TMZ. And I've been the victim of that many a times. So that would be obviously a person to have, in your corner. So I think Dan, the only tie to Harvey Levin at this point is Epstein was boasting or emailing him that he was an ally. Hello, who's this?
Yes, sir. It's Matt. How are you doing today?
Hi, Matt.
Yeah, I was going to chime in on this. So John Wood and Brian Vickers, when I was a kid, John Wood, the son of Wood Brothers Racing, or grandson of Wood Brothers Racing, used to stay at my house because he used to date my sister. Well, they dated for a couple of years when he was racing the Hooters series and stuff, and Brian Vickers and them would always go down to the Keys. Well, it's funny to me now because, a few years back, we learned that he was in the Epstein files because Brian Vickers married one of, Epstein's, scout girls that used to hang out with Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, I heard.
He quit all that racing stuff.
I'd heard through the NASCAR community that Brian Vickers' wife was one of Ghislaine Maxwell's little scouting chicks.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So,
I just thought it was weird because they used to stay at my house and stuff, and they were normal kids, man. This is back when they were 19 to 20, 21 years old. They were young, So, but anyway, it's just interesting.
All right, thank me. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hello.
Bubba, Louis 3, Michigan.
Hi, buddy.
Hey, I know I'm a little bit behind, but goalie fights, if you want to pull up Chris Osgood and Patrick Waugh from the Stanley Cup Finals, probably about 20 years ago. It was a whole little brawl. All the benches cleared. There was blood. There was everything on the ice. It'd be good for you to pull up.
All right, man. Appreciate you trying to program the show. Thank you. Well, look.
I'm behind. I know you've moved on, but
yeah. Listen, can I tell you? And by the way, he's a great listener. He listens every day. But if that's not really kind of what the phone call we like to take. We know that you're two topics beyond what what I'm getting ready to tell you. But you might want to pull up something from 15 years ago.
That we'd probably get a copyright on.
That we'd probably get a copyright strike on. That's just you wanting to hear yourself on the air, buddy. Don't get mad at me. I still love you. I know you're still dealing with the elements of Michigan. So sorry.
Epstein's links to Vladimir Putin have emerged, with thousands of new files directly naming the Russian president. The pedophile financier used Russian girls as...
Oh, now we're finally getting somewhere. I mean, Dan, out of all the stuff that we've seen so far, this is the most salacious, right?
He might definitely be underage.
Yeah. That's why they're blurred out.
Part of the world's largest honey trap, intelligence sources claim. Epstein...
Man, and think about this. Think about Epstein. He's dealing with, Bill Gates. Think of this. Think of this potpourri of people. Donald Trump, Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, Putin, Prince Andrew. Right?
Right, and a bunch of 20-year-old prostitutes peeing on him. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's unbelievable.
It doesn't make sense. It makes sense that he's dealing with some of the most powerful people in the world. And the one thing that powerful men love are hot chicks. And so, just think about it. No other human being, businessman, leader, oil tycoon, Elon Musk, the world's richest man. Nobody has a roster of friends that have partied with you and might owe you a favor than this, that has this strong of a roster.
So is P. Diddy just Epstein light?
No, P. Diddy didn't have the leader of Russia on his at one of his white parties. P. Diddy was, P. Diddy was child's play compared to this. mean, P. Diddy, at the end of the day, the prosecution messed that up so bad they didn't get the racketeering. All they really got, I mean, if you were to dummy it down, I watched the documentary on Netflix. The only thing they got P. Diddy for was sending a car service to pick up some hookers.
From Jersey to Jersey?
Yeah, from Jersey to the city. They said he sent a couple Escalades because he was being nice, providing them car service back to one of his freak-offs. Now, where they messed up was, listen, I watched the documentary, and there's an African-American woman that they interview who was part of the jury, who I think was the lone holdout, and I think they could have gone for a mistrial. Because in the interviews that they did post-trial, and as a juror, you can talk, she was the one that was somewhat militant about how he didn't do anything wrong, and he wasn't on trial for the Cassie tape. He was only on trial for what they put him on trial for. Which she's probably right. But, they didn't get Diddy on much. Diddy will be out in a year. But, I mean, he's not Epstein-like. Epstein had the leader of the two most powerful countries in the world. When's the last time that anybody could bring the leaders of the two most powerful countries in the world together under one common denominator?
Hitler.
Okay, again.
Was the last guy to do that.
Right. And how'd that work out for him?
He's still sleeping.
So, I mean, it just shows you how, for lack of a better term, addicted the most powerful people in the world are to hot chicks. Hot chicks make us do stupid stuff. Trust me, I'm in that category.
I mean, these are kids though that they were trafficking.
True, and that adds the problem.
If these dudes wanted hot chicks, they could get hot chicks. They wanted underage girls.
Right,
Yeah.
That's the problem. If these were just 18 and 19-year-old chicks that worked at Scores in Manhattan, it wouldn't be a problem, or it wouldn't be as much of a problem. But these are, in some cases, girls from middle school. Those are the girls that went on to sue Jeffrey Epstein, and he got his initial arrest, when he was given that sweetheart. Was it Acosta? Some guy, federal attorney, U.S. attorney that cut him that really good deal. Remember the really good deal when he first got arrested?
Yeah.
And he only had to show up at jail by like 7 p.m. and he could be out by 7 a.m. He basically just slept there.
Wasn't on the weekends too?
And then he would literally have a helicopter pick him up down the road from the jail and take him to his office. So I mean, this is bad. This is bad no matter how you slice it.
He is also believed to have had connections with Russian organised crime, who may have been blackmailing him.
And let's be honest. So, how many people, Dan, do you know had a relationship with Bill Clinton, a friendly working relationship with Bill Clinton and Putin, or Putin and Donald Trump?
Right.
None of them.
Explain his ties to Russian girls and how he was able to fly them over to the West so often. The new files come after the Justice Department released millions of documents related to the convicted sex offender on Friday. They include over 1,000 pages naming Putin and nearly 10,000 referring to Moscow. One email delivered to Epstein on September 11th, 2011.
Didn't they just say 10,000 pages involving Putin?
Yes. Shows an anonymous sender.
I just want to let you know, Pam, all the Putin stuff you want, send it out. Maybe keep me and Bill off of it. I'll do Bill a solid favor in this one.
Discussing an appointment with Putin. The mystery person explains to Epstein that he had heard about a potential meeting between Putin and the disgraced financier. Additionally, in a 2014 email, Japanese entrepreneur Joy Ito said to Epstein in a message that he wasn't able to convince Reed to change his schedule to join a proposed meeting with Putin and the millionaire pedophile. The Reed he is referring to is
That guy looks, I'm not trying to be, like stereotypical or anything, but that guy looks like a pedo.
Stood to be Reid Hoffman, billionaire co-founder of LinkedIn. It is unclear whether or not the meeting between Epstein...
I mean, Dan, again, he just picked off one big-time billionaire after another, from Elon to the inventor of LinkedIn to Bill Gates to Putin to Trump to Clinton. I mean, God, he had all the power. He had all the power players. Then you get Harvey Levin to play ball with you to keep all of this buried. You know, as these girls are talking to the news and what have you. TMZ's like, we're not covering any of it. Then a lot of news sources will be like, well, since TMZ isn't covering it, it might not be that big of a news story.
...and Putin without Reed ever took place. But a follow-up email appears to suggest it was cancelled due to the Malaysia Airlines disaster in 2014, when Russia-backed forces shot down a passenger jet over Ukraine, killing nearly 300 people. Ito said following the attack, "Bad idea now after the plane crash."
Maybe there were some Russian hookers on there headed over to the island.
Another shocking email sent in November 2010 shows Epstein asking someone if they need a Russian visa. In the exchange, Epstein says, "I have a friend of Putin's. Should I ask him?" Other messages showed Epstein claiming he would provide the Kremlin with valuable intel on Donald Trump ahead of the US president's 2018 summit with his Russian counterpart. The new batch of Epstein docs has also piled more pressure on former Prince Andrew Mountbatten Windsor.
Well, I actually think Buckingham Palace and Prince and the King Charles, they've been the most proactive. They completely write him off. They took his castle away.
Yeah, they stripped him of all his stuff.
Yeah, he's like just a regular, like he's like a garbage man in London. Like he has the same type of swag as a garbage man. Like they took everything away: his palace, his protection, his royal family status, everything. Because I think he's one of the most guilty.
Who was denied all allegations against him, but is mentioned and pictured several times. He was
seen doing a CPR demonstration. Like who puts a woman down on a hardwood floor?
In one image, on all fours, over a woman sprawled out on the floor. Sir Keir Starmer on Saturday urged Andrew to testify over his links to Epstein. His calls came after a second woman claimed that she had been abused terribly by both Epstein and Andrew. Epstein killed himself in a New York jail in 2019 while facing charges.
There's no way he killed himself. When you got Putin and Clinton and Gates and Musk and Levin and Trump, and you're the one that has all the information that can make life a lot harder on these people. You don't kill yourself. I mean,
for sex trafficking of minors. His accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, is serving a 20-year term for sex trafficking and related crimes.
And I don't think that they really, in the latest trial, didn't they have a redo with her, and it really came up nothing? Like it didn't really. I know that she got a better living facility now. She's living like in a ladies' camp in Texas, where who was that chick, Dan, that was gonna be able to prick your finger?
The entrepreneurial CEO, the
Theros, or I forget what.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it was
with a different voice and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. She could prick your finger, and it could give you a full blood panel. And she was gonna have it at Walgreens.
Mm-hmm.
And what a great idea.
Elizabeth Holmes.
And at one time, she was worth like $8 billion after it went public, and people like Warren Buffett and Gates and all these major investors were the people that were behind the technology. Now, Dan, I think someday we'll probably get to that where they can take that little amount of blood and maybe find different things with you, but I think we're 10, 15 years away from that, right? I mean,
yeah, I don't think we quite have the technology. I can understand, because a lot of businesses, even Musk's electric cars, his final product for the Cybertruck didn't really materialize till way after people kept continually investing and reinvesting. Same with Tesla. I mean, he had a lot of people dumping money in before he had anywhere near a profit. So a lot of people pour money on the come, thinking that it's going to, be a huge investment, but sometimes, like many investments, the fantasy doesn't play out.
Right.
And so, sorry that sometimes the electric car doesn't work right, and sometimes the sports car doesn't work right.
They got to Elizabeth Holmes was they were able to prove about halfway into her fundraising that she had been given documentation from her laboratory scientists and from her R&D guys that were making the instruments that this wasn't going to work.
Right.
I think that's why and then all the money she took in financing from that point forward was considered fraudulent.
Yeah, I mean, but here's an example that Musk did. He took deposits, cash deposits, $250,000 for this Tesla sports coupe, this roadster, 5 years ago. This doesn't come to fruition. So he's got people's money, $250,000 from thousands of people for 5 years for a car that still has never materialized.
What's the largest deposit that you've ever paid for a car?
$20,000.
But you got it though, right?
Oh yeah. It's to a dealer.
But sometimes
it takes a couple years.
I mean, what's the largest deposit you've ever paid for a car? $20,000. And what's the longest you've ever had to wait to get a car upon giving a deposit?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. Lummy, if I had $20,000, I could just blow and not worry about it for 2.5 years. I'd be in a lot better spot right now. Hello.
Good morning, Bubba. Beach Metal Detectives here. I just wanted to mention one thing about the Epstein files. He's a scumbag, and everybody knows that. I want everybody to go down that is involved with that. But Donald Trump owned the Miss Universe organization for 20 years, which has Miss USA and the Miss Teen under that umbrella of pageants. So, I mean, I know that there's a lot of photo footage of Donald Trump, but it's not all as it looks, in my opinion. I mean, a lot of these photos with him with younger girls could be just contestants, not in a sexual situation. It just is what it is. They're all fawning over Donald Trump. And that's my feeling on that. And I got to get out of here.
All right, thanks. That's a great thing. Greatest thing I've heard all year.
But the thing is, Bubba, and what he's trying to say is, if I can sort of summarize what he's really pointing at,
we don't know beach metal detector talk as nearly as you do.
And that is, you can throw down 1,000 emails, 1,000 pictures, but without some testimony, it's all irrelevant. None of it becomes factual. None of it can be substantiated. No one's going to jail because of an email.
Well, here's the deal.
You need a witness and testimony and someone to come in and say, yes, this guy in this chair is Bill Clinton. This is hypothetical. And he is the person that snuck into my room on January 16th, 2015. And at that time, I was 17 years old. Without that, no one's going to jail.
Yeah, regardless of the headlines here, New York Times uncovers 5,300 plus Epstein files mentioning Trump and exclusive analysis. Now, here's the deal. Maybe there's something to this. I need to read into this further. But why don't we have what Dan just described? Because we have the women that have been wronged. They've even gotten together on the Capitol Hill steps with the pictures of what they looked like when they were in middle school and how they were groomed and trafficked and what have you. But it always seems to be that they were groomed and trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein. When is there any, or when a girl shows up and says, "Hi, my name's Rhonda McGillicuddy. I was 17 years old, and Bill Clinton passed me on to Bill Gates, passed me on to Donald Trump, and passed me on to Prince." Until we get that.
Right.
It's just
innuendos.
Emails,
innuendos, and suggestions. And none of that is really, damning enough to convict someone of something.
The New York Times did a deep dive into the latest files tied to pedophile Jeffrey Epstein on Sunday and found out that President Trump's name appeared in more than 5,300 documents.
So what does that mean?
It doesn't mean anything.
Exactly. So they're trying to because they can't read it, all they can do is word searches. So all you're going to hear is Epstein's name was mentioned 10,000 times. Trump's name was mentioned 5,000 times. Putin's name was mentioned 1,200 times. Well, out of context, and they're just talking about a word search that came up 1,200 times. It's irrelevant.
The Times piece said reporters use a proprietary search tool and found more than 38,000 references to Mr. Trump and his wife at the Mar-a-Lago Club in Florida and other related words and phrases in the latest batch of emails and government files and other records released by the Justice Department. The Times added previous installments of the Epstein files, which the department released late last year, included another 130 files with Trump-related references. Again, a related reference to your name is not illegal. The files are peppered with references to Mr. Trump, who had been a close friend with Mr. Epstein until the early 2000s. While Trump has reportedly downplayed their relationship, the two men bonded over their pursuit of young women. Mr. Trump has denied any wrongdoing in connection with Mr. Epstein. Highlights of the Trump findings so far. Okay, so maybe we're going to get something here. Trump is named in unverified tips received by the FBI. Trump appears in more than a dozen tips submitted through the FBI National Threat Operations Center in West Virginia, the report says. Some of the tips include accusations of sexual abuse by Mr. Trump and Mr. Epstein. FBI officials last summer compiled the tips into a summary, which was among the files released on Friday. Okay. The Times gave examples of some of these mentions, including handwritten notes from one interview from September of 2019, about a month after Mr. Epstein died by suicide in a Manhattan jail. Say that a victim whose name had been redacted recalled being transported in a dark green car to Mar-a-Lago to meet Mr. Trump. This is a good one, huh? The victim says to Mr. Epstein, saying to Trump that the notes do not suggest misconduct by Mr. Trump. Some documents confirm previous reports about Trump and Epstein. Some of the new files are duplicates of files released last year, the report says. Blah, 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 blah. Again, the files include emails from, okay, here we go. The files include emails from a woman named Melania, or is that Melania?
I thought it was Melania.
Yeah.
3 years before Trump married Melania. A woman named Melania wrote a warm email to Jazine Maxwell, Mr. Epstein's longtime associate, who is now serving a 20-year sentence after being convicted of participating in sex trafficking. All right, so Melania wrote Maxwell a letter. Dear G, the October 2002 email begins. Nice story about J.E. in the New York Mag. You look great on the picture. I know you have you are very busy flying all over the world. Have a great time. The letter signs off, love, Melania. The sender's email address is redacted. All right. I mean, again, like Dan said, I think the smoking gun would be if we ever get Girl A to accuse high-profile, Putin, Gates, Trump, Clinton, Prince Andrew, what have you, Celebrity B did Act C while Girl A was underage. That's what we need, and proof of that to have happened. Or I think this is just all fodder. More.
It's becoming more and more like fodder, Bubba, just like you're saying. And just all these insinuations, it just means absolutely nothing. I mean, really, they have these 15 girls. Come on, testify one at a time. You can't go out and you can't kill 1,000 trees at once. You got to do it one at a time. And so that's what they need to do. Come out one at a time, make a case, and get a conviction. But to just sort of throw names around is reckless.
Why aren't these women? Because obviously we have the women.
Right.
They've gathered together, outside of the Capitol Hill when they were having these congressional meetings with the pictures of what they looked like when they were in 8th grade and and stories of being abused by A, B, and C. Why don't these people appear in front of the congressional hearing or the Congressional Oversight Committee.
In front of a DA, man, in front of a state attorney. File some charges. Do it in front of a grand jury. File charges. If there's something there, file charges or shut up and go home. Because if they have those 15 people, and someone was talking about this on chat, and they're absolutely right. An NDA doesn't cover illegal activity. So if there was illegal activity going on, go and testify. You've already shown your face. You're standing behind Gloria Allridge. Do your duty. If you're going to throw accusations out and innuendos out, then follow through with it.
Two things.
And get some convictions and get some judgments.
Two things. One, it's Gloria Allred. And the other thing is, it's just, we work closely with PETA nowadays. It really looks like you have a dead fox on top of your chair. And if you could just move your dead fox coat so it doesn't look so dead foxish. Lummy doesn't look like a dead fox up there.
Yeah, a little bit. Yep.
Dan's the only one who's got.
It's a coyote.
Is it? Oh, in that case, it was a coyote that was in your trash bin that you picked off last night.
There we go.
Thank you,
It's
Dan.
moved.
It still looks like a fox.
It was a coyote that's the feral coyote that's feral coyotes.
Like those sell as well at Saks as the fox does. The feral coyote.
They're nuisance animals.
Is it soft, Dan?
Yeah.
I bet it is.
That keeps the wind out.
I guarantee you by the end of the day, Seth should go over and pet it and to see how soft it is.
It's funny. I was in the carriage house. I had just taken the jacket off and I threw it on over the couch. And I'm watching TV and I call the dog over, the new one. And he sees the coat, but it's got like the hood on it and it's just kind of big and bulky and it was still kind of like puffy.
And he thought it was an animal?
He thought it was a person.
Thought it was a ferret?
He thought it was a person. He just starts like barking and freaking out on it, like circling it like he's going to attack it, like he thought it was an invader. It was pretty funny.
It would have been horrible if he would have attacked your $1,500 feral coyote coat.
Yeah.
Hi, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, this gets a lot darker. Sasha Riley was a whistleblower that spoke of being raped multiple times by Trump. He was a young boy sold into sex trafficking rings. We know that Boys Town and Kathy O'Brien and other whistleblowers over the years have exposed not just young, hot teenage girls, but infants being brutally raped repeatedly in satanic, ritualistic abuse events from multi-generational abuse victims. The depths of hell that these people are entrenched in goes beyond your wildest imagination, and you would just be appalled with how dark this really gets.
Well,
let's convince somebody.
I think that not. I think you're talking more broadly about how dark potentially politics and powerful people are. This is only one of those. You obviously have the pizza gimmick and D.C. I think one of your stories scratched on that. So, yes, I think that this might get a little bit darker, but probably not nearly as dark as some of the conspiracy theorists want it to be.
You just totally discredit yourself when you bring up the term conspiracy theorist, Bubba, because ultimately we have whistleblowers, just like what you were asking for, Dr. Dan, that are speaking out about eyewitness events that they experienced with.
Well, sir, I'm not trying to lose credibility, but I've not seen these articles, and if they were out there, I'd love to play them, my friend. I really absolutely would.
Sasha Riley, Kathy O'Brien, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, it's out there. You can hear the eyewitness reports.
Are these people that you spoke of instances of the Jeffrey Epstein instance, or are these other instances of abuse and grooming and underage molestation of just politicians in general, or are these people from the actual Epstein situation?
Well, the Boys Town incident was a precursor to Epstein.
Okay,
however, Sasha Riley.
Again, we're intermixing two different bad things here. I'd like to drill down and concentrate on the Epstein deal. Not that the other ones didn't happen, and not that I don't believe that they didn't happen, that you don't have data from people saying they happen. But I don't want to intermingle 3 or 4 different of these bad things. I'd like to concentrate on the Epstein. If you can give me a name to Google within the Epstein world, I'd love to do it.
Sure. Sasha Riley, the tapes are out there where he goes on in great detail exposing what happened to him. Mind you, many of the fellow victims were murdered in the process of what happened to them.
So you're saying
these children were brutally beat and murdered in the process.
So you're saying that this goes deeper, and not only the 15 or 16 girls that sit outside Capitol Hill with the pictures of when they were groomed as middle school students from Palm Beach Middle School, but you're saying that this goes deeper into the fact that, teenage kids that were violated on Epstein Island by Epstein and others were potentially killed.
Not teenage kids, adolescents, young adolescents, younger than puberty age or whatever that is. Okay, I'm saying what P. Diddy is to those girls outside of Capitol Hill. Those girls outside of Capitol Hill are what P. Diddy is. In other words, it's just scratching the surface, barely.
Well,
barely scratching the surface.
Sir, give us the one name. Right? Did you write that name down?
Yeah, Sasha. Yeah, Riley.
Sasha Riley.
Any other names we can listen?
O'Brien. She said.
Any other names with regards to Epstein?
O'Brien.
Cassie O'Brien. So start drilling down on those two, and that might help us understand what you're talking about.
I believe so, and I believe if you look at the systematic ritualistic abuse that's been in place for many years, you see a pattern amongst many of these individuals, and it's all interconnected. You mentioned Putin earlier. Putin was riding on the back of a horse with George W. Bush. People forgot their camaraderie many years ago. Ghislaine Maxwell's father was a triple, double, triple, quadruple agent working on behalf of the Mossad, Russia, and our own intelligence, or British intelligence.
All right.
So it goes very, very deep. And if you listen to Danny Jones' podcast, he had on a gentleman who talked about how they were actively doing eugenics experiments with some of these breeders that they were funneling in through the Epstein stuff. They call them breeders.
Big fan of Danny Jones. Love Danny Jones. And I'm going to drill down on some of the names that you gave me, sir, because if there's something there, I'll report it.
Yeah, you can also hear about it on the Bob Tuskin show, of course. There's a lot of guys talking about this stuff.
All right, my friend, Bob Tuskin, Danny Jones, and then the names that you gave me.
Seth knows them.
I do.
Appreciate.
Do you believe all the people that accused Kavanaugh of improprieties?
Are you going to take back the fact that I've ruined my credibility by saying conspiracy theories when inevitably I asked you to give me names to look at? So would you take that back a little bit?
Absolutely. I take it back. Okay. Absolutely.
I'm going to look into that. Okay, bud?
You're the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Lummy, give me a report on those names.
Well, the Sasha Riley I'm trying to find because they're trying to say that they can't verify if it's real or not. But I'm trying to.
We just got verification on the phone.
That's his piece, $10.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
I guess him talking about it, but it's him talking to some lady that's not.
I guess he was a Marine or
a
Marine veteran.
Bubba, we know someone that was in the Epstein file 5 times.
Who?
Daniel Rose.
Oh, he was in there. He was in it.
Yeah, you can search him. He comes up like 5 or 10 times.
For doing what?
For just being Dan Rose.
Well, he was tested. He was a lawyer for one of the girls.
Oh, okay.
seem to have a more robust following than most of our witnesses have done before. Anyway,
there'll be a couple more, so I'm thank you for stopping the clock. But I appreciate it. So, and I know there's a lot of other topics you're going to ask me about, so we can talk about those, including the ones that Senator Shaheen just outlined. But let me just talk about Venezuela in particular.
Please.
I think we can talk, if you want. I'm sure your questions will be about what happened before and led up to in the operation. I want to focus my comments this morning on what happened.
Thank you. You need a little short action. Thank you. Well, we could do it too. We could do it on the after show too.
Easy.
You want to try the? I gotta get the Coach and Cherry goose.
I'll try the Band Advice version.
You cold back?
Oh yeah.
Should we turn the heat on?
No. You're good. Never the heat. Never the heat. No heat. No heat.
I might talk to everybody about that. Oh man. I actually had turned the heat on Saturday night and it fucked me up bad.
Man. Merc Trick has really been different.
If you like the outdoors like we do, and if you have stackable toolboxes on your truck, job site, or on your utility vehicle, then you're going to need FUJ Outdoors LLC. FUJOutdoors.com offers you an array of covers for your stackable toolboxes to stop the elements from getting inside or breaking down one of your highest expenses of your company, and that, my friends, is your tools. You don't want a wet, muddy tool. It's like sand in your shorts at the beach, so cover them up. FUJOutdoors.com. Enter promo code BUBBA20 at checkout for 20% off your order. FUJOutdoors.com.
I'm the bus lady.
Hey, lady!
I was so constipated I could hardly drive.
Sounds like you should call and tell Bubba all about it. It's the low-priced answer to a high-budget problem. You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show. How many of us, I am a refuse to turn the heat furnace part of my air conditioning system. In fact, I had the guy that installed my mini split at my other place not even turn the heat part on. It had a heat pump. I didn't even have him turn it on. But at this new place, we have heat. And so Saturday night, I felt probably I needed to turn it on because it was getting a little kind of a little cold for me. And I made the mistake of turning it on to like 70.
Whoa.
Well, 70.
I mean, turning it on's the mistake, isn't it? I mean,
Yes.
no matter what you turn it on to.
Yes, I know this now, but turning it on is the mistake.
Fire?
No, just it got so hot in my house that I had to open up the door. I had to open up the window in the middle of the night all the way up in order to
cool it back down.
Might as well be homeless at that point,
Yeah.
Bubba. What the hell?
So how many of you people, you guys in the studio in particular, maybe even Macho Man, actually succumbed to? Lummy, I can see you having a child.
Yeah.
And I can see, Dan, you having kids. Well, you all have kids, so maybe you guys all succumbed to finally turning on the heat.
Well, I'm not a necrophiliac. I can't stand it cold like that, and so I don't like it. I just don't like it. It has nothing to do with my kids. In fact, it was too hot for Sophia. She kept telling me to turn the heat down, but even with all the heaters on, my ground floor is still in the 60s.
Yeah.
I got 5 heaters. I don't understand what's going on. I called my guy. He's like, well, if it was really broken, then it would be 50 degrees down there. I'm like, oh, that's your excuse? That's your answer?
Well, I think you
Come
live,
on,
I think you
dude.
live in a
What kind of
different. I think you live in a
BS?
different world that we are. We have one. You have 5, furnaces. We
We're
only
happy to
have
have one.
We have one. Lummy, did you succumb to having to turn the heat on?
we kept it low. We kept it in like the lower 60s.
That's where I needed to keep mine. Seth, what was your heating plan?
Hell no heat, man.
For real?
Yeah.
You know what? Out of everybody, I respect,
no heat, no freedom.
I respect you the most, my friend.
Well, luckily our Section 8 housing is very well insulated. It only really got down to 68 on the freezing night.
On the most coldest of nights, 68 was all you got.
68, but as a family, we are very against the heat. I would turn it on if I needed to. But I try to avoid it at all costs. For some reason, it smells like your house is on fire. You can't breathe. You feel like you're sick for a week after.
Yeah. So I'll never do that again. I'm just not going to ever do it again. Hello, who's this?
Hey, Bubba, who was the NFL player you guys had mentioned in the Epstein files?
I don't know that there was an NFL player.
There's an NFL owner, Steve Tisch of the Giants.
Yeah, the owner. There was an owner of the.
Oh, Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson
almost.
was mentioned in there.
No, my bad. Maybe I mixed it up. But you had mentioned that someone's children were involved, and then someone had called in and said, well, yeah, I used to stay at my house. They used to stay at my house when they were like 19 or 18, 19.
Oh, the NASCAR person?
It wasn't NASCAR.
I thought you guys said it was like Brian Dawkins or someone.
No, it was Brian Wickers. And he's a former NASCAR guy, and his wife,
ex-wife now,
his ex-wife was one of Jazine Maxwell's recruiters for girls at Palm Beach Middle. So
okay,
yeah, okay, bud.
All right, that's it.
Thanks.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. I don't think. Oh yeah, this story is a big deal. I don't think as a bus driver you need to be beating and hitting 10-year-old autistic kids. I don't think so.
Jeez.
But the next bus driver story, I don't have a problem with at all, because that has to be one of the worst jobs to have, and they can't find. They like in Pasco County, I think they're like they're 100 bus drivers in the deficit. Like they need another 100 bus drivers, causing these current bus drivers to have to do like double routes and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you make more at McDonald's than you do as a bus driver.
I don't know. I don't know what they make as a bus driver, Dan. I don't know what the benefits are. I don't know.
Is it hard to parallel park that bad boy?
I don't think you ever have to.
Thank God.
I think they all got it just like when you go in. I don't think you ever got a parallel park.
Okay, I'd have to just go in head first.
Yeah.
It says the national average salary is about $37,000.
Is that because it's a part-time job?
Yeah, it looks like they make about $22 an hour.
Tonight about an
See what I'm
outrageous
saying?
case.
You make more at McDonald's these days. It's ridiculous. They're not. We entrust our children to these people.
Yeah, to these two right here.
And we don't pay them anything near what they should be paid.
One of the most probably non-researched. I mean, think about it. You're putting your kid on a big bus that could be very badly, if careening out of control, it could be bad. And we're putting our trust as we load our kids onto these bus with people that look like this.
Of child abuse on the school bus.
But because it's such a hard job to fill, the next story I got, Lummy, shouldn't be a problem. I'm going to play this story, which is a problem. I think Chad Chronister from Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department comes on and really talks about how scumbaggy these people are. And then, so that's that story. Then I got another story, not from Florida. And this he's a bus driver, and he got in trouble too, but for something way different than what these people did. Now, what these people did is a problem.
Adults are facing charges in a case involving a defenseless.
Do you think the woman, before she did her mugshot on the left, tried to alfalfa her hair up? Or do you think that's her natural hair? Like, that's the way her hair is?
They probably made her take some sort of hat or, something
wig
off. Who knows?
Yeah, it looks like she might have had a wig weave gimmick.
Yeah, pulled it off.
10-year-old boy with autism. Both of the defendants were employees of the school district at the time that it occurred. Fox 13's Kylie Jones joining us at the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office tonight. Kylie, the video from inside.
What's up, Kylie Jones?
And the bus is shocking and disturbing.
Allie, it is. And the sheriff had strong words for that video, too. Now, those two women who are charged in this were a school bus driver and a school bus aide. That aide is facing 14 counts of child abuse.
So now, as a school bus driver, do you get a person to ride with you that's also like an aide?
Yeah, your crack buddy.
Now, the sheriff says that 10-year-old boy, who again has autism, also has little to no ability to communicate verbally. Now, again, we want to give you a look at that video, but do want to just remind you that it could be upsetting to some people.
Now, I will tell you this. I'm not sticking up for the school bus driver, and I'm not sticking up for the aide. But if your child is so autistic that they cannot verbally communicate, unless you absolutely have no other alternative, I think you should probably try to get that kid to school on your own, because people are the bus is brutal. Dan, I know that you grew up. I mean, I know that Arlene threw you guys on a bus. You guys didn't lead the privileged life that a lot of people thought that you did, because the majority of the time you were raised by your single mom. And things, you guys went from recycling bathwater to having to ride the school bus.
Yes,
you guys,
when I was in third grade, we had integration. I got bused from northern St. Pete downtown to Campbell Park School, which was a predominantly black school, because they were trying to balance out all the schools with black and white kids.
How many years did that last?
It only lasted a year or two.
But what I'm saying is, people are like, oh, the Diacos, they did Carline in their Lincoln.
No, they didn't. No, we didn't.
Arlene said, listen, you three numbnuts, get on the bus.
Yeah, and then I had to ride my bike to middle school.
Right.
I used to ride my bike instead of taking the bus.
But I got to tell you, man, if your kid is 10 and he's autistic to the point where he's nonverbal, then everybody, I think, Lummy, I rode the bus as a kid. Did you ride the bus as a kid?
Yeah, for a little bit.
Seth, did you ever ride the bus as a kid?
Surprisingly enough, only when I was in high school.
Okay, so though, regardless of what grade you're in, the bus has its own ecosystem in itself.
Oh,
the bus has its own, its own turf, if you will, where the older kids naturally sit where they want. They pick on the younger kids. If there's a younger kid in front of him, you might give him like an ear flick, or, it's just got its own world in itself. And you really build character as a kid if you can survive the bus.
It's a tough one. It's like Lord of the Flies.
If you learn the ecosystem of the bus, the hierarchy of the bus.
You say the bus is like growing up in Compton?
It kind of is. but the bus
What
is
bus
like.
were you? I thought your mom was a bus driver.
I did, but my mom had a nervous breakdown my second year, and I had to ride the regular bus.
Oh, no.
I couldn't ride her bus.
Oh.
So but you figure out where to sit, where the bad kids are, where the kids that smoke and smell like cigarettes. You just figure it out. And our kids are just naturally soft because they don't have to. Most kids don't ride the bus. So what I'm saying, though, is if you're 10 and you're autistic and you are pretty much, you cannot communicate, you are going to be easy pickings for the bullies on the bus to screw with you. At that point, you might want to try to make other arrangements for that particular autistic 10-year-old to not have to ride the bottom of the barrel bus.
Well, you're not expecting the bus driver's aide to be the bully.
True. You know what? You're right.
Someone's got to be the bad cop. You think they can see everything in that big window when they look up? They can't see anything. The aid's got to be the eyes.
And kids have gotten so soft that they don't even pick on kids anymore. So you got to.
They go straight. They pick on the bus drivers.
Right. The bus driver's aide goes right to being the bully of the bus.
Well, I think what I'm reading here is that this bus was for handicapped kids.
Oh, okay.
So they should be specialized drivers, specialized aides. They're derelict because they hired someone for $18 an hour that had zero qualifications and zero compassion and zero soul.
And look at this. They got kids now like you're driving a dragster, full-blown safety harnesses. Like, look.
Do any of them even have it on, though?
5 points.
No, but like, look, I mean, I think most of the kids have left for the day, Lummy. But like, I think that they, is it required? I think it is.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
This child had no voice.
This 10-year-old boy with autism was subject to what investigators call terror.
And hold on, I think that was a direct face hit. Right here, watch.
10-year-old boy with autism was subject to what investigators call terror at the hands of a school bus aide.
This goes against any grain of human decency.
Is it Florida?
Sheriff Chad Chronister says
this is in your backyard. This is in Hillsborough County. Yes.
Report from the child's teachers back in November eventually led deputies to look into what was happening on this school bus.
They saw some bruising under his eye and in his ear, but more importantly, every day when it was time for the children to be released to go home and catch the school bus, they witnessed a complete change in his behavior.
Chronister says they saw this bus aide, who was identified as 79-year-old Juanita Wright, hitting the boy on more than a dozen occasions. She was seen grabbing him by his hair, hitting him with a backpack, and yanking on the seatbelt straps he was restrained in. At times, you could hear the boy crying out.
Jesus. You can see this is well above the line. You can see and witness the fear. I can feel the fear by watching the video. You can see her continue to strike him. This bus aide terrorized this child.
The video cuts to the bus driver, who was identified as 62-year-old Tanya Rice Constant.
And the bus driver witnessed it, participated in the mocking and the ridiculing and threatening of future violence, and never once, having all these opportunities, intervened to stop this.
Chronister says when Rice Constant was questioned, she said it was joking, playful behavior. Hillsborough County School District officials said they were deeply disturbed by the behavior. In a statement, the district said, quote, "We train our transportation team members on safety, student care, and their responsibility to report concerns immediately. When anyone violates that trust, we take swift action and will continue to cooperate fully with law enforcement as this matter moves forward." Both women are no longer working for the district.
No, they're in jail.
The sheriff's office continues investigating.
The system only captures 30 days. I'm confident that this abuse carried on well before the 30 days.
The sheriff says that bus driver, who had worked for the district for 29 years, retired once the investigation started back in November. That bus aide has since been terminated, according to district officials. The sheriff's office says neither of the two women had a prior criminal history or a history of issues on record with the district. Allie.
All right, Kylie Jones live for us at the Hillsborough County Sheriff's.
Kylie Jones, Lummy. So now this is a bus situation that I don't think is really that bad.
So let's go back to the other one last time, and it shows you how how devastating autism is and how much of an emergency it is to our country, because we have this massive population that continues to grow with autism that has mushroomed and just exploded since around the year 2000. And now we're dealing with all these teenage and young adult autistic kids, and we don't know what to do with them because the parents are getting old, they can't control them, and if you put them in any kind of institution, they're going to get abused like this child was.
Do they have, if you have a child that has such severe autism where you can't communicate like this kid did, do they have, like if you were a parent and you just couldn't handle, you didn't have the resources or the monetary means to have in-home, care or, whatever, any type of whatever therapy that's required, can you give your kid up to the state? Like, can you just turn your kid in at 10? And by the way, I'm only asking, not that I'm in this predicament or even know anybody, but I'm just saying, like, what happens, Dan, when your kid's so severely autistic? Do you just raise it to be, never going to be normal? It's just going to be an autistic adult that ends up living with you for the rest of your life. You've been given a life-death sentence with regards to living a normal life and being an empty nester once your kid gets old enough to be 18 and can go on their own and either learn a trade or go to college, and at that point give you and your significant other a little time to, we've done our job, we've raised our child the best we can. They're going to go out and let the little bird, out of the nest, and they go, either to college or to a trade school or do their own thing? Or are you going to be given a life sentence of having to take care of an autistic adult for the rest of your life? Like, what happened?
It looks like there are facilities and programs in the United States that you can do that.
You can turn your kid in?
Yeah, they don't recommend you turning your kid in. They said that, they'll do 24/7. They do recommend maybe trying to visit the kid.
Well, I mean, you can go visit on holidays and stuff.
Well, yeah, then there's definitely places like that. They said you can just drop them off, but they don't recommend it.
But when you institutionalize this many people, there's massive abuse. And so this kid's been entrusted to people for just, 6 hours a day going to school, and he's been getting abused. Imagine a kid that's in some kind of facility, and the parents see him 6 times a year because it's like holidays, birthdays, and, Mother's Day. And so that kid is just going to be systemically abused the entire time. And then if you're nonverbal, you're even more of a prey because you can't rat out the people abusing you.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't that's the reason tell on. You can maybe identify, but I mean, when a person is 10 and they're nonverbal, Dan, I mean, are they like, I mean, like,
yeah, they can't put words together. So you can't have that kid testify against the creep in court because the kid can't articulate. That was the guy that was touching my penis. He was not able to say that. He's going to grunt and moan and get all animated and aggravated and agitated when he sees the person, but he's not going to be able to articulate what happened to him. And short of having video evidence of it, there's going to be a ton of abuse. And that's why we cleared out the funny farms in the 60s. It was abuse. And no one believes the inmate. No one believes the psychiatric patient. No one believes the autistic kid. Yet we believe these emails.
Right. Hello, who's this?
Good morning, Bubba and fellas. This is Berto Perez. With a guy who has a kid with autism, my son is 15, and he's a straight-A student. He's great in judo. You gotta teach your kids different ways. He had delays for years. I taught him sign language. I taught him things like that. I put myself in a level that I never thought I could.
But Berto, let me ask you a question, and this is only a question form because I don't know. Are there different levels of autism where a kid like yours has the ability to learn through repetitive and just exhaustive, you working with them, but he has the ability to learn it? And then there's levels of autism where the kid is just cooked and he doesn't have the ability to even learn through repetitive teaching and repetitive. Like, I'm asking you.
Yes, there's many autism ways. Trust me, my son, for the first 2 years, didn't want to talk, didn't want to do anything. I had to find ways to do things. I had to think out of the box. And there's many ways now. If you see him, when I say Bubba, I'm proud of him because he's not one time stopping like I tell him. People call it a disadvantage. I call it an advantage. You show these people how great you are.
I sent you an example of a nonverbal child being raised.
Yeah, Berto, obviously, you are very lucky in the fact that you have an autistic child.
Being a nonverbal child.
An autistic child that you were able to break through on, and through repetitive, and exhaustive, just you being a good dad, were able to get the best out of this kid to the point of where he excels in some things. But, what about the parents who have, the kind of kid that I'm going to play here, in a minute? I mean, at that point, I don't know if any amount of training or patience or anything could bring them to the level that your child is.
No, but the thing is, you got to step up. It's like me. I just spent last year almost between $20,000 to $30,000 on his speaking, so he can go ahead and get better and everything like that. It just, you got to take it to the next level. When they tell you stop, no, you take it beyond stopping. You find programs, you keep going, you keep doing things like that. I know a kid right now that he's got autism. He don't talk, but doing sign language and helping him out, he speaks through sign language now, but he can't, articulate anything. You hear moaning and groaning.
But Berto, what I'm saying is, just like there's different levels of every sickness, Dan, is there different levels of autism where Berto's son may not be necessarily as bad off as what we're getting ready to watch, and no matter how much time and effort you put into the kid we're getting ready to watch, he's never going to get to the level of Berto's kid, because Berto's kid is just not on this level and has obviously a good dad and obviously with the resources to fix him. So anyway, Berto, appreciate your call, and more importantly, thank you for being such a good dad for your kid.
You got to, man. You got to step it up. You know how that is. You guys have a great day and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, buddy.
Hey, Jack's $20.
Bubba, there's a huge spectra of autism, and so there's the very minor kinds that some people call, Asperger's, and there's the profound autism where kids are self-mutilating, non-verbal, and keep, banging their head against the wall. And so it has to do with how they got it, how sensitive they were to it, and what things have been done since the demise.
Here's
It's a lot more than words.
And Lummy, I want everybody to understand, we're not trying to make fun of anybody here. We're just trying to show people that there are different levels of autism, and this is a level of...
This could have been like the kid that was on the bus that got abused.
The kid that got on the bus that got abused, who was labeled as nonverbal. This is an example of a nonverbal autistic child.
Your son cannot express his frustrations. It means your son cannot express his needs. He doesn't express pain as the other kids do.
Did it hurt? Did it hurt?
And not being able to communicate this for a mother initially, it's an indescribable pain.
Through the first few years, we saw minimal changes because I guess we were more focused on ourselves, on how we were going to deal with it. But throughout the past, I'd say 5 years, ages 5 through 10, he started speaking in complete sentences, especially the last 2 years, and now he can request not in full phrases, but in more simplistic forms, like I want iPad, I want Apple. You start off with that, and at first he couldn't even say I want horse, please.
I want horse, please.
Yeah, nice asking.
Felipe started in several therapies when he was diagnosed. The most important...
Man, how exhausting for a parent would it be if you've been given that, if you've been given that equation for your child, and and you have to go through this extensive therapy and what have you just to get the kid at age 10 to be able to say, I want. Oh, my God.
Ones were ABA and
I feel this poor woman just looks exhausted, does she not?
Yeah.
She just looks defeated.
speech therapy.
This way. Good looking! High five! Very good. What do you want? Nice asking.
Con las terapias que se le dan, aprendió cantidad.
And I don't think you can send that kid to public school, right?
No,
this kid's
it's not
not
appropriate.
Y también nosotros, como decimos, el maestro de la
This is the kid's nanny.
casa es el que tiene que enseñarle más a estar repitiendo, porque
Maybe she should learn English, first of all.
es constante la repetición para que él se le vaya grabando todo y así aprende más. Movie. Movie. I want movie. Good job.
The therapy, it was one of the most important things that happened in Felipe's life.
Now we have a better communication when assessing problems that he has, such as a headache. He points to his head. He knows how to complain to sort of show us why he's angry or why he's mad or why he's sad.
Now I know a guy that I did radio with for years, and I have a lot of respect for, who had an autistic adult child. And the kid ended up being very big, like 6'4",
Jesus,
230.
Is he kind of like that in Something About Mary? Warren?
But more violent, meaning like when he doesn't get his way, he probably has the mentality of like a fifth grade, like a third grader. But if he doesn't get his way, like he's a handful. And my guy is, maybe a little bigger than, maybe a little taller than me, but skinnier. And, they've had to raise this adult autistic kid, and the kid has learned sexuality, and he'd be in the backyard playing like on the swing set with his pants off, masturbating.
Oh.
Yeah. And then my guy would have to run out there and be like, "Hey, you can't do that," and pull his pants back up. And then the kid would get or the adult would get mad as hell and want to fight him because he wants to do that. He wants to masturbate on the swing set. And the neighbors would, it was just,
Through therapy, he was taught self-control. He was taught resistance. He was taught acceptance of frustrations.
I feel like he's changed my life in a way that obviously.
And let me get rid of this because it's making me sad. Because I feel like
it is sad. The whole crisis is sad. It's a crisis.
I feel like you're taking also a large portion of happiness and the life away from the parents because they now are going to be dealt this for the rest of their life, and they got to figure out what they do with it. Right? Do you institutionalize it? Do you just try to continue to parent it? Obviously it's never going to be normal, but that would be, I don't know I don't know if I would probably try to institutionalize mine. I don't know. Right? Because it's like you're raising a kid for the rest of your life.
But the problem is, Bubba, as soon as you release that kid, he's dangered, and he's in danger, and he's going to get abused. He's going to get, not the appropriate care that you would give someone that's of your own flesh and blood.
Right, you're right. So at that point, I might not. So anyway, this poor bus driver, he just picked up a hooker after his route and was blasting her in the bus. No kids, already dropped off the kids, no big deal, just picked up a hooker. But in today's, bus driving standards, that isn't a big deal at all. No. Now, it would be a big deal if there were still kids on the bus or something like that, but a twisted Delaware school bus driver has been charged with allegedly picking up a hooker and having sex with her on his bus. Alvin Rome, age 62, was caught when a school district employee in Dover reviewed video from his bus on a total unrelated investigation, according to the cops. The employee instead was shocked to see the video of Rome picking up a prostitute on his school bus January 6th, then driving off to a nearby spot in downtown Dover. Once parked, Rome was shown engaging in sex acts with the female in exchange for money. The exact time of the perv interaction wasn't given, and it wasn't clear if Rome drove children that day. Well, I mean, who cares? I mean, as long as there's no kids in the bus.
I mean, exactly. I mean, there's a kid in the house 7 hours ago, but had sex. But there was a kid there 7 hours ago.
Right. This was not a school employee, but was working for a contracted bus service. He was charged with lewd and lascivious and patronizing a prostitute within 1,000 feet of a school, residence, church, and/or place.
Was the bus part of the school, or is he really close to a school? Do they consider the bus like an extension of the school?
They might, and at that point, it doesn't matter where you took her, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter where you take her. In today's day and age of, you have school aides that are, abusing autistic nonverbal kids, or, 62-year-old horny bus driver picks up a hooker after he's done his daily duty of dropping the kids off safely to school. What's the big deal? I would plead to the judge, Your Honor, do you know how many, people don't want this job? And, we're at a deficit of 100 drivers. So this guy got a little ass. Big deal. Hi, who's this?
Good morning, Bubba. How are you?
Good.
Hey, my child is level 3 nonverbal autism, and she is in public school here in Pinellas. They have specific schools with an autism program, and she's one of maybe 5 students in her class. And from the start of the school year, we have seen nothing but a huge difference in her daily activities, how she interacts, and she's actually starting to get some words out like, I want this or I want that. And we actually specifically in the house keep everything in the same place because her way of communication is hand leading. She knows when she's hungry to walk to the fridge, open it up, and she knows where everything is, or anywhere in the house like that.
So you're saying Pinellas County has such a good program that for nonverbal autistic kids, that your nonverbal autistic kid is actually showing signs of advancement through the schooling that she's getting through Pinellas County.
Yes, she is. She's actually starting to, she loves Christmas songs. She'll sit there and mummer, Christmas songs and stuff. And, the one she's at, it's Sawgrass Elementary, and the best experience I've ever had. I won't put her on a bus because she doesn't have a voice. And I know how some buses are, and it just makes me feel better. I drop her off and pick her up every single day, but only certain teachers are allowed to interact with them. That way it doesn't overstimulate them, and it's teachers that are actually trained to work with the autistic children.
Well, that's a great silver lining, to this story, and the fact that we have some crazy ass scumbags, school bus drivers and their aides that want to, hit kids like your kid. And then we have great programs, like you said, at Sawgrass, where your child actually is showing improvement and learning and getting the necessary help that they need, and it's making life better back at home. So it's both ends of the spectrum. That's great.
Can I ask you a question?
It really is. She actually has a set schedule. She knows she gets up every day, does this, and then school. It actually has helped her structure so well. It's unbelievable. I went through about 6 months of meetings with the school board, with interactions with them and her, just to get her placed at the right place. And it was the best thing ever.
Dr. Dan said he had a question for you, sir. Go ahead, Dan.
Yes, sir.
Would you share with us the evolution of her autism? Like what was she like when she was born? When did she change, or was she always?
She was always very quiet as a baby, even only at a couple months old. But it was when she, really got to be about 6 months, we saw that she wasn't wanting to crawl around or hold her bottle or this or that. She's 4 years old, and her functionality is about a 1.5-year-old. So everything is super delayed, and once we saw how speech delayed she was, and not crawling and everything, that's when we started bringing it up to the doctors. And usually, from what I learned before, doctors can't do anything about diagnosing until 3 years old unless the pediatric doctor actually specifically puts in a referral. And when she was about 2.5, we got a referral for her to go to the Johns Hopkins Developmental Center. And that's what we did, took her there through the developmental, through the speech, through the hearing, through all the different programs there. And before she was even 3, she got diagnosed.
Now, when she was a baby, did you do the standard vaccination schedule that they wanted, that most pediatricians and hospitals and doctors want, the regimen of several shots in one day? Did you? I mean, you didn't specifically do what Dan and other people have suggested, 2 and talking, and wait till 2, and then only give a series of 1 shot per day, nothing mercury or thimerosal based. You didn't do any of that. You probably just, as most new parents are, went by what they told you.
Right, and unfortunately, I actually didn't re-find your show until just about 2 years ago, so it was kind of already after her 2-year mark and everything.
Do you think, and there's no right or wrong answer, do you think that maybe the over-vaccination, as quickly as they do it, do you think that, and again, we're talking about a parent who has an autistic child, do you feel that over-vaccination too quickly might have been a culprit to her autism?
I believe so, because I've looked up the stuff that, Dr. Dan has talked about before, and from different stories and stuff like that, and I do believe so. Yeah.
Dan and the Diaco brothers have been screaming this for 15 years, 2 and talking, and there's no downside to it at all, other than it takes a little bit longer to get your kid fully vaccinated. But they truly believe in it. They think there's a correlation to autism.
I will tell you, I would not change it for the world, and I'm very blessed, as like you guys were saying, there are some autism children who self-harm or are very violent and stuff. My daughter she does not self-harm, and she is not violent. She does have her little outbursts and stuff like that when she's frustrated, but if anybody else didn't have a voice, they'd get frustrated too.
I think I think you might be mildly autistic.
Danny is. We both probably are, but
you're not working the mic at all, buddy.
A family member who's profoundly
Jay. You're not
Jay. Get on that mic. Get your mouth on that mic.
I'm sorry, it's been changed
that
a different
mic,
way.
Dude.
You know how to work a mic, Jay? Jesus.
I do. Is that better?
Yeah, you know how to work on a mic.
Okay. We have a family member who has profound Asperger's, but very functional. And when he was a senior in high school, his parents gave him a book on Asperger's, and he didn't really understand why they gave it to him. He went through college. He graduated. He's an amazing young man. He's got an incredible sense of humor. But there was a period of time, and my brother Steven and Danny had had a large part in helping him come out of his shell, so to speak. But it was certainly a challenge for his parents. And when you talk about the spectrum of it, he's on the high functional side of it and still has profound problems with getting a normal type of a job, getting, a girlfriend, having.
It's actually really cool. There's a car wash down in Miami, and I have a friend that's here local to Tampa. She's working on trying to start up one. It's a car wash that only employs people on the spectrum.
That must be a challenge for HR, but still, it's amazing. Yeah. And there should be special facilities. And I was trying to text Dan, what would be the best alternative for a nonverbal, highly, markedly autistic kid? Would it be 24/7 cameras and specific therapists? I mean, what's the answer?
To someone that's an inpatient or someone at home?
Either.
Well, again, it's impossible because you can't do it on a 24/7 camera on an inpatient because there's privacy issues.
We got to get going, man. But thank you for your insight.
I'll let you guys get.
Thank you for your insight. Thank you for your story, Dan. Over to you.
But no one believes institutionalized victims. They
True.
just don't. They don't know whether you're in the hospital, the funny farm, jail, or whatever it is. No one believes
Marriage.
those. No one believes those victims.
Dan, do you think, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, do you think that you're on the spectrum of some type?
No, dude.
No, but I'm talking about like.
And the answer's still no.
No, you're not letting me finish, are you?
Okay.
How about like on the like genius spectrum?
I
see you didn't. You automatically thought I was being a dick.
Again, it's still it's no. I don't think there's like
what about Nick?
Nick had a lot of shots and he's really smart, but so he could be on both spectrums. But I'm too old to be on the autistic spectrum. I didn't get those kinds of shots. The autism didn't really exist in my age group. It sort of came out around 20 years later. There's not a lot of autistic kids and Asperger kids that are in their 50s or 60s, but there's a few. And when you are an intelligent person, sometimes you stand above the small talk, and that sometimes makes you look socially awkward. So guys can get all into whether or not Bo Derek has all her teeth, where I don't really care.
I have no idea what that analogy means.
It's just a stupid conversation about nonsense that most people can get into. And sometimes I have no patience for. And so my nephew who has Asperger's, if you have a conversation about something that's meaningless, he just zones out.
Well, we're going to have a conversation coming up next. We're running a little bit late, but we had somebody submit a Dan Diaco parody. And I have two versions of it. The person that did it thought that they could just come in here, hit the music, and sing it. And it's mixed horribly.
Did Brian make it?
And so then I asked Macho Man to fix it, and he beautifully fixed it. Lummy, without mentioning the person's name, why didn't a guy just do it the right way to begin with, where he laid the vocals down and then, gave Macho $10 or $15 to mix minus it for him? Or did he think that he could do it himself?
I believe, and he could do it himself.
Okay, well, what probably is a funny and good song really is somewhat drowned out by his arrogance, because the first version that he did is so horribly mixed, because he thought he could do it himself, which just goes to show you that you really don't know anything about my equipment here and how it works. And so I had Macho Man take the song this morning, and fix it. So I'm only going to play a few bars of his attempt, and then we'll stop it and play the properly mixed version. Lummy, what's the working title? Scamule?
I believe so. Isn't that correct, Seth?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. Scamule. And Jay, we particularly, it's been done since 6:15 this morning, but I wanted you to be here just as kind of a potential buffer,
okay,
or to keep Dan calm.
All right,
you
challenge accepted.
Okay, fantastic. We'll do it next.
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
It was still.
It was as good as a hockey kid
gets. It was 5-2 when we were getting in the elevator, and by the time we got to the car, it was 5-4.
Well, those two goals happened like a
It was freezing.
Yeah.
Were you dying?
Yes. Even in the box, the front two rows.
How do you die in the box?
The front two rows, because I'm a little skinny bitch. The front two rows were the kids that never get up front. It's normally Danny.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like we had Rob Elder's kids and all the kids up front freezing. It was blowing in.
So the day that the poor guys on an 80-degree day during the Bucks in October, they don't get to sit there. But when it's fucking negative 9,000, you go sit there all you want.
Come on, kids, enjoy.
Could you close the windows too?
I wanted to, and they wouldn't let me.
Oh, okay.
Steven would have done that normally.
Because closing the windows would have saved you 10 degrees.
For sure.
I don't even know if they have heaters. Do they have the furnaces in there?
It's a heat. It's temperature regulated for sure.
Hey, Lummy, someone said this is a shitty mic. Is that a better one? Should I try that one?
I don't think you were working.
Was it just me not working it correctly?
Yes, I think I don't mean to call you out, lover.
No, that's fine. I didn't. It was the wrong way. The camera's all different now. Excuse me. Dude, your foot's so big, I'm gonna fall. I can twist my ankle. I twisted my. Are you wearing Crocs?
Yeah.
They make them in grown man sizes.
Crocs and socks.
Crocs and socks, prison shoes.
That's right.
I'm surprised you didn't go to the game last night.
It's too expensive.
It was expensive as shit. You know what's ironic? My 3 tickets were as expensive as like my portion for the whole season of like liquor.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
I couldn't believe how expensive they were, and I still didn't want to stay. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, I appreciate it.
I didn't know why that one was off. I didn't even see it was off this morning. It's weird.
Not a problem.
Hit that thumbs up.
What's up, everybody?
Hit that thumbs up.
Yeah, hit those thumbs up, buddy. 8:35.
Try, Matt Kelly. Try. Come on, you little Love Sponge show.
Size 22 Crocs is correct. What up, Pooper Lips? How's everybody doing? How you doing? Is it me moving? It's changing? It's not.
No, it's just.
What up, J Law Bronco? Attack of the Gold. What up? Lummy, can I get you some of those little things for your Crocs? What would you like? You like Marvel? You like Disney? Look at this. She's got Crocs. They make them in size 50.
Thank you.
Who has Crocs?
I got some stuff.
Do you have some?
Yeah, I don't put those on.
You a Marvel guy or a Disney guy? What do you like for yours?
He's a Marvel guy.
I have some in my house from Trey when he was 5.
I did walk around with some.
I'm sure you do.
I'll borrow his Minion ones or his wrestling ones.
I'm so glad that you love me, and I would never say that to a guy your size if I knew you wouldn't like squash me in my head.
Oh, of course not, Jay.
It's all in good humor, I swear to God.
I can't wait to see you one day wearing Crocs. You know?
No, you'll never see me in Crocs or ride a longboard.
You and Dan.
What up, Holyoke Joe? They give me good Cuddy.
Oh shit.
Jaco Stecca. What up, buddy? Nizuki Slayer, what up? That's funny, that guy. What up, Dutch dude? How y'all doing? What up, Iggy? The Tim Anglin.
He's the Rasputin of radio.
He used to be a porno actor like 15 years ago.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
It's not a porn party.
Back to the sponge. Bubba the Love Sponge.
Let me many thanks to the people that are building those. The new positioning statements. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, we got that. I think the one with the little sounder at the end that sounds like a golf ball shooting off is Brad James.
Oh, really?
I think so, yes.
So here is, well, I mean, I think you guys will quickly be able to figure out who did it. And it's called Scamuel. And so this person thought that he could just
be funny.
I think did he sit at my mic and hit the music and then try to sing, knowing that realistically, if you put something together of this nature, you lay down the vocals and then you'll mix in the music later to get the proper mix. You just can't hit the music and then, infuse your voice over the music as it's happening live. And as he was walking out of the studio, Lummy, if you remember Friday, I was in here helping Bobby.
Yeah.
The new savior of the cream machine. We had me and Lasker, and by the time we got to the cream machine, this person was already back in their vehicle saying, "I did it in one take. I did it in one take." Well, it sounds. Here comes the vocals, and wait till you hear how hot and overmodulated they are.
Daniel's dog's coming tonight on a plane. Little does he know that his kids soon will feel pain. Oh, and
so I'm not gonna continue that on. I had it properly.
That's like remixing "Stairway to Heaven" as far as parodies go. I mean, when I heard the intro, I wanted to start singing to the real one.
Here we go. Here's the real one, mixed properly by Macho Man, and we're just having fun. And this is obviously somebody, your arch nemesis. You two are always battling it out.
No, Brian?
Yeah.
He's like a pinworm in my itchy ass.
Okay, there you go.
And Bubba, if I did this against him, I'd be catching all kinds of grief from you. But that's okay.
No, of course
it's double standard, Bubba.
You know what, Dan? Now you're pissing me off because no, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
No, you wouldn't. No, hold on, Lummy. Honestly, answer him, and Seth, you as well.
Yes.
If Dan would pin a parody and make an anti-Brian song when Brian just got scammed a few $1,000s for buying a puppy online, and Dan had a song that he wrote about it and recorded it, would I give Dan a hard time?
No, I think you would love Dan Halen coming back.
And Seth, you know me. Would I be giving him a hard time?
I think you would welcome an anti-Brian song.
I would. That's
with arms wide open.
That's you being a little bitch, little narcissistic, thinking trying to be a victim when realistically, no way would I do that.
No, Bubba, that's just me highlighting the double standard about Brian messing with me versus me messing with Brian. That's all. Dan, it's a double standard, but it's okay.
Dan, you're so sensitive when you're really not. When you're really not. What he's saying is do a parody and lighten up.
Yeah, do
That's
one.
what he's saying. Everyone in here is saying the door's wide open.
There's no double standard at all.
Light them up if you can.
Yeah. Now you're pissing me off.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop saying anything.
Like you're trying to get heat with me.
I'm not getting heat with you.
What dog do I have in this fight? If you had one right here, I'd be playing the hell out of it. But you don't have one.
Nope.
Okay then. But you
told me to lay off of him.
I did. When did I tell you to lay off of him?
You told me many times to lay off of him. Absolutely. You said it to me multiple times.
Seth, when did my brother get so sensitive?
I don't know when he turned
I thought you were the sensitive guy on this show, but you're not apparently anymore.
He is so unhinged and so ready to be the victim, and you're not. You're
a bad. As we used to say about you, Bubba, Dan's a bad victim.
He's a horrible victim. He's worse than me.
Way worse.
Can't wait after the song.
Jesus.
They went one verse of the song and he's already ready to fight.
Be like a little bitch.
Please play it. I want to hear it. I can't wait to hear it.
I'm just going to make sure that I just kiss Brian's ass all day on Thursday in the name of Dan.
Just a typical Thursday.
No, it's not.
Please play the song.
Jay, can you have a talk with him today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No, I just Jesus. Now, Jay,
do I look mad?
Jay,
Bubba, do I look mad?
I don't care. What you say is what you say.
Oh,
people on the air cannot see your facial expressions.
They can't hear me laughing between each word.
No, we can't. I can hear your mean, calculated curtness.
Say that to
now
me.
You know why I needed Jay here to help play this song, because of outbursts. I was brilliant, Lummy, when I said, you know what, we're not going to play this till Jay is here because he can help us quell Dan's anger.
Yes.
Do you hear anger out of my mouth?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. We did. Quite frankly, we did.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was just cynical.
Continue to build your case. What do they say, Jabe? What's that? Those that protest too much. Like, I forget.
Doth protesteth too much, my lord.
Yeah, that's you, Dan. Prepare for a Dan meltdown. It's a shoot. It's an absolute shoot. And Dan's third that we know of getting scammed on the internet.
Brian's inspired by Dan's misfortunes.
Yes.
Little does he know that his kids soon will feel bad.
Makes me miss Hamill. More than make fun of him.
It's got me like, Dan, I welcome you to write a parody about Brian.
Problem is they sing about the same.
Time it's happened to him, and
Steve just texted me what's a copy of it.
we all know it's probably been more. Jay, please help Daniel.
See, even Brian knows there's only one guy that can really step in and
He's getting
help.
a pop for this.
Before these scams make him poor. Daniel, my doctor, supposedly smarter than me. Are you still waiting on the watch from a Somali? Bike was a lie, but you still tried to buy. Daniel, you are rich, but a gullible guy.
He could have gone right to the B word right there, but didn't.
No, he didn't. He showed restraint.
He showed restraint.
It's funny. We're in the funny business.
He hit that high note, unbelievable. His lyrics were pretty funny. Pretty funny lyrics.
I'm erasing the originally mixed one.
Okay.
I'm partial to the original song, but I mean, just because that's the all-time best, I think, parody.
Oh,
of
you
Dan.
mean of Dan? Yeah.
Yeah, and so for me,
That's
just
the
starting with that,
all-time
it's hard.
best parody of Dan.
Oh no.
I think that's the one. I think that's the
No,
one.
that's-
not
no,
the original Hamill one.
I'm
saying I think to try to redo that's like redoing "Stairway to Heaven" for me. That's like the ultimate parody
Lummy,
song
do we
of
have,
Dan.
Do we
is that
have
one.
the? Can you find me the Hamill?
Yeah,
Daniel, my brother.
Yeah.
We're gonna probably play that at Dan's funeral.
That's the other end of the spectrum. This Daniel is not shedding necessarily the most positive light on Dr. Diaco, showing his highlighting his third time that he's been scammed on the internet on a Somalia / Nigeria.
There it is.
Between a Daytona Rolex and was it a Trek or I forget what type.
Specialized, wasn't it a Trek?
I can't remember.
One of the
Of course,
two.
he's not going to remember.
Well, you've spoken all about him on the air over the years.
So this is obviously the making fun of Dan, but Hamill did one that is the all-time. I mean, this might be the first BARP that we didn't sing it on stage.
I think
remember.
I think you are right.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think this might have been because usually Scout and Big Gulp or somebody will just start breaking into it because it's so iconic. And it's so well done by Hamill. And yeah, there you go. Daniel. That's Elton John. So,
Has that ever been posted on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on our YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think we get any money from it because.
No, we do.
I think it's just called Dr. Dan Diaco.
Yeah, it is.
That's hero to me, handsome and rich, and he drives a Ferrari. Yeah, I don't know. See, Macho, I'm sorry, Lummy. I don't think Macho's familiar with that song.
Oh, yeah, and I can't even see his screen that he's looking at.
So let me do words.
I'll run back there.
Yeah, run back there and get it so that Dan can leave on a high note. If not, he's going to go home and kick the new dog.
If you want to deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
Bubba, his brain's already going. His gears are grinding for a parody already.
Let him sing. He needs to write a song.
He's got it. His mind is going. Y'all have a wonderful day. See you, Dan. I love you.
Oh, you're not going to hear your...
I'll hear it in the car. I'll listen to it in the car. I gotta get to work, though.
All right.
See you guys.
See ya.
That's how much he liked it. He had to walk it off. Did you stay up for the end of that game, Seth?
No.
It looked so bad that we literally left with 5 minutes left in the second, and it was about, I think it was 5-2. And then they scored 2 in the second. By the time we got down the elevator, it was 5-4.
Oh, man. Did you go back?
Nope. It was like, we were already in the cold walking, and I was like, let's just avoid the cold. That was a late game, overtime and a shootout.
Yeah.
That's beyond my hockey capability.
I don't know how those people sat out on that, man.
Oh, I know in the regular... And Homeboy was in a box.
It was cold in the box.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean the box.
Did you see it?
The front row, you might as well have been outside.
You see it? Yep. Okay.
Hey, Bubba, can I show you something?
Yeah.
It's just funny from, they had this lifted truck thing at the Enclave this weekend. I just happened to be there for it with like a burnout contest. It was so funny. Look at this. Look at this truck. What do you think something like that costs?
Oh, I've seen him go down the road.
It's money. Look at everything in the back of the speaker. When you see
Seth, did you see what Hudson County Film predicted?
Yeah, 6 more weeks of winter.
Usually they have horn blasters on them too.
Normally I don't care, but I can't take it anymore.
I believe Phil knows what he's talking about.
Well, he does. It's cold as shit. No signs of slowing down.
The meat locker back there in the engineering area.
Yeah, I mean,
I
bet.
think it's just their thing, you know, like you're into racetracks and I'm into like, sports cars. I mean, I guess it's their thing. I've never seen this kind of car culture before. It's a massive car.
Do you want to, real quick, sorry, do you want to bump in with that song?
Yeah.
After we're doing? Okay.
Yeah.
And then look at,
Thank you, buddy.
They had a burnout show where the goal was to literally burn your tires off your car.
Right down to zero.
Right down to zeros. I've never seen one of those. I'm sure you have.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty wild to see that going on down there. Well, I can't wait till it's done. You have to come hang out with me. Isn't it close to where you're moving?
Well, yeah.
Where are you moving?
What's
Not sure which
in the
part.
sticks right now.
what's the time for it to be completed?
I don't know. Do you ever really know? 3 months? They say 60 days. I don't know that that's happening. I don't know. Any of you guys do those lifted trucks? How much does one of those big old lifted trucks cost? It's got like...
Dr. Dan is a hero. Stop this pencil neck nonsense immediately.
What does one of them flow-grown trucks cost? Anyone out there know? I could Google it, but that's less fun. Oh, dude, that truck costs 100 stock, 125 stock. Oof. You mean 60 to 100 on top of it? I would imagine.
Well, look at this one right here.
I bet
anything with regards to homeowners insurance underwriting and claims, real estate and surveying, mapping and surveying, capturing high-resolution imagery, property management, construction progress, material management, weekly or monthly, and you need PPE verification for active construction sites. Whether it's a wedding or a party, let 86drone.com capture your special moment from the air. 86drone.com can handle any projects, any size, weather permitting. More information, 86drone.com. Tell them Bubba Army.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Listener supported via PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. All at the Bubba Army. Now returns.
You're a star, and you make us all smile. Dr. Dan Diaco, a hero to me. You take a small chess girl, and you make her a full C, handsome and rich, and you drive a Ferrari. Daniel, you're a star, and you make us all smile.
I thought we would have a little.
No, that's epic. It's epic, man. I get all teary-eyed thinking of Hamill.
Can you? Your brother really pissed me off today.
Oh, I thought that would set you down. That's all good.
No, because he's so addicted to chat and so addicted to these forums that they got him believing that I am harder on him than I am on Brian, just because they're on both ends of the spectrum and they have different type of deliveries and different type of sarcasms, and there's just a whole different. I mean, listen, you've worked with both of them.
Yep.
You literally have worked. You might be the only person that can understand what I'm going through when you manage or deal or work with both of them. They both have distinct different deliveries, and you have to deal with both of them differently.
100%.
And so Dan has got absolutely chat cancer, where everybody loves Dan, and they tell him when I correct him or do whatever that Bubba is being mean to you, that Bubba treats Brian differently. Everything that Dan wants to hear, they tell him, and then he believes it, and then he harvests it inside of him. And then when he becomes unhinged, he throws it in my face. Whereas that's not true at all. I mean, not at all. I do deal with them different because they're two distinctly different people with two distinctly different views on nearly everything.
My spin on it is you're just moderating between the two, and I never thought that Danny would be very sensitive at this because it's content, it's funny. I mean, it's all stuff that we would say to his face that we've been. I mean, he's actually told every one of those stories on the air over the last 10 years.
But here's the thing. He's got this little cheerleading group called Chat and the Reddit and all these other places that tell him how good he is and all this kind of deal and how I'm so unfair to him and how they're what quite frankly he's playing right into their hand by even bringing it up and making it a thing. And so he believes it and he harbors it and keeps it until a moment like this. Hey, if I was to ask Macho Man or Seth or Lummy if I would quell or not play or not encourage for Dan to have a song about Brian is an absolute lie. If Dan came to me and said, I wrote a song about Brian, can I lay it down? Would I say no? No. If Seth called him, I encourage all of that. Anything that can get us away from real life politics and every other stuff that every other radio show talks about. Inner turmoil is the greatest. I love inner turmoil. It can't be replicated by anybody else other than us.
The thing is Brian's got a very thick skin now. You know, he's become very self-deprecating. He says a lot of things at his own expense. And, I would say for the most part, he doesn't take himself too seriously. Danny was always that guy on the radio when he did Dan Halen and Cowboy Dan and Rip and all those things. And so I just don't understand why he would be sensitive to a song like that because it's not that song's not that big of a deal.
Jay, the only thing that changes is he now has this little cheerleader D-sucking group over here that tells him how good he is and how bad of a monster Bubba is and how much Bubba sucks Brian's D. That's the only thing that's changed.
Really?
Nothing else has changed. No. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed with the situation. He just now he has a little support group that'll tell him what he wants to hear, and it's called Chat Cancer. And when you let it get to you or you start believing it, Lummy, you've seen it. I mean, you've been with me the longest.
Yes.
Everybody gets it. Lasker's even starting to get it now.
He's got his posse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's like, it's absolutely ridiculous. I encourage, let me just make sure, let me make it perfectly clear that if there's any employee that wants to do a parody song about anybody, including how stupid, fat, and ugly I am, do it. Do it. I'll never say no to it. But, Dan, that's going to require you to have to, think a little bit, and I don't know that you have the time.
Use ChatGPT.
Yeah.
We saw that before.
Jeez.
So it just makes me mad when he doubles down on, and then he has a list of things that he accuses me of and not handling him and Brian fairly. Like it's all political is what it is. When I think Dan's, just absolutely one. Oh, by the way, Dan, I predicted last week, and you argued with me, the two border patrol agents that put 10 rounds in the guy, they've now been pulled off of active duty and are being investigated.
And Bovino's pulled off like I suggested.
And Dan fought me on both. So, what Dan needs to realize is that I got to manage all these people. I have to manage Lummy a certain way. I have to manage you a certain way, Jay. I have to manage Seth a certain way. I have to really, I take that back. I don't have to really manage Seth, Lummy, and Macho Man.
How about me?
No, I don't have to manage you either. You're pretty much, you got your opinion. You'll speak it. You'll tell us why your opinion is as such, but you won't get into an unhinged fight about it. You'll defend your position, but you don't get adamantly mad and then 2 months down the road throw it back in my face that I'm treating you any differently than I'm treating, somebody else.
If anything, over the years, it may have been technical stuff like don't step on me, like trying not to speak over each other, but it has not been content related that I can ever recall.
No. And with Dan, I just got to pull him back a little bit because he has zero wiggle room for any other opinions at all. And I know when he comes at me like that today, that's one of the reasons why I wanted you to be here, because you helped settle him down. He was going after me.
I had to do it by stroking his ego so we'd play another Hamill song.
So I was about ready to tell him, Dan, get the hell out of here.
No,
if you think he takes it that seriously. He would not take my word for the fact that I don't take him, that I treat him differently than Brian. And he came with stats, did he not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
So in order to come with stats, he was going through incidences of when I've been different than him.
I didn't hear that.
Than Brian.
Was chat just blowing him up, telling him what to say?
That's what they do to him. That's what gets him all churned up. So,
do you feel like writing a song about Dr. Dan now, Bubba?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I don't write songs about anybody.
Okay.
I just monologue about you.
I didn't know if you were inspired. Maybe I could write down what you're saying. Maybe we can make it rhyme later, and you could lay something down, show Brian how the audio chain's really done.
No.
That would be the best.
Be killing two birds with one stone, right?
If he got one out of it was a Bubba lashing in a parody song.
So, Dan, you and I are, first of all, you and I, just as friends, are closer than Brian and I are. You and I are. But for you to, accuse me and come with receipts today and get up on my face, that really upsets me. That really pisses me off. Just because, what a little bitch.
Oh, wow.
You're the smartest. You should be the most secure, smartest person I know. And you're letting this sort of little thing make you that mad that you're going to confront me with it? Brian gets under your skin that much? There's that much of a comparison between how I handle Brian compared to how I have to handle a guy that sucks MAGA D different than a guy that tends to skew liberal. I got to be the middleman there. I got to MAGA up Brian a little bit, and I got to un-MAGA you a little bit. And so that the show's not just one big political, show. I try my best to handle both of you. So anyway, listen, Dan, I'm not real happy with you right now.
All eyes are on how you treat Brian on Thursday now.
Chat will let us know.
I don't know. Okay, let me ask you this. I know how I feel. I know my position. I know my opinion. But please, I got 3-4 other people in this building that have open microphones. Is Dan correct? Well, maybe I shouldn't sit here and say that that I am the only voice that can be correct. Obviously, Seth has an opinion on this. Lummy, you should have an opinion on this. Even if it would be upsetting to me, I'd like to hear it. Macho Man would have an opinion about this, and Jay, you would have a very, very much an opinion about this. Maybe I should take a step back, and maybe there is some credence into Dan's, proclamation that I treat Brian way differently. Start with any of you. Anybody chime in.
I think that you're stiffer with Dan on the air for whatever reason, but just how you called him a bitch and how he gets MAGA and you're sucking the D, get off your knees and stuff like that. I feel like you're more aggressive when you talk to him like that, which I feel like is an on-air thing. I don't feel like that's personal at all. Maybe Brian gets off more zingers about Dan So maybe that's why Dan feels that way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't stick up for Dan when Brian gets a zinger off on him. I feel as if I shouldn't have to stick up for Dan.
Well, I think
Dan has every right to do zingers on Brian. But here's the deal. Dan, when Brian and I have a discussion, Brian tends to be a little more open-minded about an opposing view. Dan doubles and triples down, then becomes unhinged if you disagree with him. When it comes to, listen, I voted for Donald Trump. I've since changed my political affiliation to I'm an independent, but I skew probably more that. But in order to keep the show centered, I got to try to be the opposing opinion of Dan's MAGA D-sucking. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I just can't let it all be that. So Dan might take that a little bit more abrasively. Lummy, what do you think?
I think it's, you're coming sometimes off the weekend, and Dan sometimes is kind of shot out either that Monday or Tuesday. And sometimes his digs right to Babyface, you're kind of like, it's usually right when we start the show. So you're kind of working into it where Babyface kind of waits to get his zingers in, especially it's a Thursday. And so you do tell, Dan, like, especially at 6:30 in the morning, like, let's not just start picking on, the different people so early. That's happened a couple of times.
Okay.
But that's it. I think it just depends on the days.
But that's me as the host trying to, just keep the show moving.
Yeah. Because sometimes Dan's zingers kind of are out of left field.
And are usually very mean-spirited. Brian's zingers are fun and mean spirited, but a little more jovial. Whereas Dan goes right for the jugular, jovial versus jugular.
Yeah.
What about you, Dan? What about you, Jay? I'm going to go into words after Jay's opinion. What about you? You're a very much an expert because. 1, you know them both. 2, you're on the show. And 3, you've managed both.
I think that, I haven't heard a lot of what these guys said, which usually happens before I'm on the air. And I know that when I get here a lot of times, he's a little bit shot out. I would have thought that very simply, even if Brian did give him zingers, that he would just have a thicker skin. And so that's my perspective is let him say what he wants to say. And I wasn't aware that, I have seen you go off on Dan quite often about Brian, and I have not seen you go off on Brian really. I don't know ever about Dan, and it could be this is the truth. Maybe he hasn't deserved it. Well, I don't know. I don't like I'm saying is I don't listen. I'm not listening between 6 and 8:30 often. Sometimes I'm getting ready for work or doing something different, and so. What Lummy said really rings true. I mean, I know you get frustrated in the morning. You want to keep the show going. You don't want to start off with petty crown, behind the scenes crap. And by Thursday, you're probably a more relaxed kind of guy. I mean,
Vince, I know somebody on here, Lummy says, Bubba construing the facts again. No one said anything about making parodies. It's that when it's that when Dan lays on digs on Brian, you absolutely shot him down and told him to back off. So get the facts straight. I don't feel that way. I feel that maybe I've corrected Dan on some Brian digs, but they're usually stupid zookeeper, like personal digs. Brian's tend to be a little more calculated, I think. So,
yeah.
So whatever. You know what? It's quite frankly, it's my show. And I'm not really gonna.
What's Macho? What do you think, Macho?
Macho?
Oh, he's gonna sidestep this one.
No, Macho
eating protein.
Macho might actually have an opinion about this.
I'm still trying to get my belly button fixed.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
What's up? I'm gonna call you the police. Whoop, whoop. How you doing, buddy?
I'm monitoring chat, so
Big Lunger, what up?
correct me. Or let me have it.
True. No, What's up, Iggy? Iggy McGillicuddy.
What's Iggy McGillicuddy say? Who missed?
My chickens are laying frozen eggs.
Who missed Barb, by the way?
Before they said Brian is 62% cheese, 27% funny, and 73% stupid. Check my math, I'm not sure.
BarMyTips.com, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. To show your love for the show, hit the thumbs up.
Let me. Why did Iggy miss fucking Barb this year?
He said he was swamped. I mean, right, Iggy? I mean, that's what came up on you late. Should have a different answer now, Iggy. What say you? Busy man.
You're right, Jake Asman. And he's gotten funnier over the years.
Come on, Iggy.
Why are you blocking me, Iggy? And he says, I have friends that I F with, just like Brian and Dan do. It's not hate. That's what Iggy said. That's what I was trying to say. It's just thick skin stuff. I mean, we light each other up behind the scenes so hard. Am I wrong, Bubba?
What's that?
We light each other up so hard behind the scenes, all we do think it's just thick skin.
Yeah.
You get Jimmy and Steven in a room with all of us, I mean, it's everything.
Got Diacos? My name is synonymous with breast surgery. If you want better breasts, let me, Dr. Dan Diaco, help. I'm a board-certified plastic surgeon with over 20 years of experience and have performed over 5,000 breast procedures. If you want perkier breasts, whether bigger or smaller, let me help. Are you tired of loose or sagging skin in your face, neck, breasts, or tummy? Let me, Dr. Dan Diaco, a board-certified plastic surgeon with 20 years of experience, help you. I use the latest technology such as Face Tight and Body Tight to both tighten skin and remove fat without scars.
It's a sign. The end times are here. Ultra-powerful hurricanes, tsunamis, massive earthquakes, and Bubba, the Love Sponge.
Sorry.
I had a friend of mine who I think maybe understands the dynamic text me, and I appreciate his insight. He texts me, I think sometimes you help Brian tee up on Dan, but you think Dan can take it more than Brian. But I can see Dan's side when he's not on the air. But what do I know? I'm an idiot. That's what the guy says. I think I kind of agree. But Brian's better at knowing the. Here's a little bit of a problem. That Brian knows the show better than Dan. Because Brian listens to the show more than Dan. So I think that Brian gets a little bit more zingers in on Dan because he listens to Dan. I think he listens to both Monday and Tuesday, maybe just to get zingers on Dan. Yeah. So he might come a little bit more prepared with zingers that I don't stop. I'm not going to stop a zinger.
He's also known Dan for 25 years. He was one of our first associates. I mean, he's known Danny for so long, it's not even fair. And he's known all the stories from behind the scenes for 25 years.
He knows stuff that I don't know.
Right. So
And he did a show for 5 or 6 years every Thursday night with Dan.
With them.
So, I think Seth. I think Brian comes a little more prepared for Dan-like zingers, and Dan doesn't have that many zingers with regards to Brian.
I think Dan tries to hold his tongue a lot with Brian because that's what his complaint is, and I'm hearing other people kind of confirming it, is that when he tries to throw a zinger, maybe it's not funny, I don't know, but you come down on him maybe a little harder.
Here's another one. These are all people that know me personally, have my text. I think a lot of the time Dan goes off with jabs at Brian and you hear them. And when Brian takes jabs at Dan, it's after he's already infuriated you somewhat somewhere else, and you're not listening to Brian because you've started to tuning him out already. Potentially. I think, I don't know. I don't want this to be a thing. I will work on that, Dan, if you feel as if you're being picked on. But I thought that I look up to Dan J, much like probably the way you and Steve do.
My big brother.
And I look at him like, this is, one of the most successful, secure, educated guys I know that can handle anything cool in the pocket.
I would say, Bubba, other than Steven, there's no one who talks to him the way you do, and you do it on the air. And as you're talking to him, you're saying he's one of the most successful, smartest people he is, and you're right. And he comes here, and I mean, I'm not trying to take Dan's side at all, but that's kind of what I'm hearing. The consistent theme of all the people saying is that you just react a little bit differently to Danny, and that it may be a little harder than you react with Brian.
And I think it's more harder than he's used to in life.
He doesn't get it from anybody. We don't do that to Danny in public.
No,
if
nobody.
We're mad at Danny, if Steven and I are mad at him,
as a matter of fact,
our
sometimes Steve comes to me I have to get a zinger in on the backside.
Just like if he's mad at me about something, he'll do it in private.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Good.
Bubba, I called a couple weeks ago. I'm the speed shop guy from up north with the speed shop Joe and his mom.
Yeah.
Remember the girl and the whole 9 yards?
Yeah.
Did you get the picture I sent you?
How did you send it?
To the help desk. Email to the help desk.
You mean
that was the wrong one?
Our email is show@BubbaArmy.
Hold on.
Guy's telling me to hold on.
Let me get my pen.
No, I just need to grab a pen. I didn't mean it that way. Come on now, work with me, please.
Am I talking to Joe Pesci here? Sir, you don't need a pen. It's really easy to remember, okay?
Go ahead.
show@BubbaArmyHQ.com.
All right. I'm going to send them, and then I'll call you tomorrow because I don't want to you got to see the pictures before we get into the update. But it's a good update.
Well,
things are...
What are we talking about here, sir? I'm completely lost.
We talked a couple weeks ago. Our 45-year-old boss and his mother own a speed shop up north here. He hooked up with the town whore. Do you remember the conversation?
There was panties, Bubba. There was panties.
Yes. And the town whore is trying to take over now.
Well, her and Mom are starting to get along pretty good, but we had a wild weekend because it was the mother's 80th birthday, and they threw a big shindig for her at this resort here, and a bunch of her swinger friends and Joe's swinger friends showed up, and it got pretty decadent.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny because Mom's friends were over there. But I was gonna send you the photos so you could take a look at this gal and then be more specific about what happened.
Yeah, we would love to see an 80-year-old woman having her birthday with some swinger friends that also accompanied the party via her son's new swinger girlfriend. Yes.
Yep. She had the mother's friends had no clue, and the mother was so proud. She was saying all of Joey's new friends and this and that. I'll send you the photos to the correct email, and then I'll give you a holler tomorrow.
Okay, buddy. Thank you, Joe Pesci.
I appreciate it.
Bye. Thanks. So, I mean, tomorrow, Lummy, should I be like, Dan, how are you, buddy? How's things going? How's the new puppy? Great.
Yeah, kid gloves for him.
What do you think about the latest MAGA stuff? Great, me too.
You should let that guy give his update to Dan tomorrow.
So
Dan would not
this
receive
is
that one.
Bad Bunny that received a Grammy last night, and I think this is his message. I think the ongoing theme of the Grammys last night was a lot of artists who really don't know a lot about what's going on with ICE other than the peripheral optics that you're watching on television. Not that I'm saying one way or the other, but I think Bad Bunny made this about immigration and ICE as well.
Before I say thanks to God.
So let me ask you a question. If he can speak English, but it sounds like he can speak really good English, why is he going to perform all of his songs at halftime in Spanish?
Well, it's probably more comfortable for him to be. He's.
I'm just saying.
It's his natural tongue.
Okay, but I mean, Seth, did he? Are all of his hits more so Spanish based than English based?
I believe everything's in Spanish.
Yeah. Okay, all right. As far as his song.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say, eyes out.
By the way, this is why the NFL picked him. Because he'll take this exact stance during the halftime show.
Which, is that the stance the NFL really wants to show?
I would think not.
And when does the Super Bowl halftime party start turning into a political message? Shouldn't we just be able to enjoy the entertainment they're providing for us? Oh, that's great. That's good music. I like it. I like that. Oh, it's reminding me of the political nonsense that's going on in our country. Oh.
I mean, it's not Prince or Bruce Springsteen or Paul McCartney
I don't think
or
any
these
of those
people that I've seen.
I don't think any of those people that you mentioned just a second ago had any type of political message.
No, I saw all of them perform.
Who's that? Seth?
I don't know him.
Meanwhile, here's what I don't understand, is that 90 to 95% of everybody that's in the audience are Americans. Legitimately born here Americans.
And of the ultra privileged of the world.
Right, of the ultra privileged, 2% of the world that's in the entertainment business, and you want illegal immigration to be okay? I can understand where you could have a problem with ICE and the latest events that's happened with ICE. I can understand that. But I don't understand why you're letting just any Tom, Dick, or Harry into our country. I think our country should be a little more, this is just strictly my opinion, should be a little bit more selective on who we let in. Kind of looks like a young Adam Mexican version of Adam Sandler, does he not? Look.
Yeah.
We're not savage, we're not animals, we're not aliens, we are humans, and we are Americans.
Well,
what's that mean?
You are. You happen to be that way, but it's my understanding that the people that ICE are trying to get out of our country are completely not that. They're not that. They're not.
I believe he's a Puerto Rican citizen who has the right to vote. That's
Right.
what I believe he is.
But what
if
I'm
I'm
saying
not mistaken, is that right, Lummy?
What I'm saying is, Jay, is he's the people that ICE is
They're not targeting him.
Are supposed to be targeting, and I guess there are some incidents where they're not. But the people they're supposed to be targeting are completely not what he just described. Hold on.
Not alien.
Here we go.
We're not savage, we're not animals, we're not aliens, we are humans, and we are Americans.
No, you're not. You may not be any of the front people, animals and stuff like that. I agree with you. There's a lot of people that ICE are getting and getting out of our country, and the only thing that matches your description is they're not Americans. That's it. They're not animals. They're not killers. They're not bad people. They just got into our country illegally, and we need to get them out of our country and let them reapply legally. But they're not Americans. They're not that.
Humans, and we are Americans.
You are.
Also, I want to say to the people, I know it's tough to know, not to hate on these days. And I was thinking, sometime we get contaminados. I don't know how to say that in English. The hate get more powerful with more hate. The only thing that is more powerful than hate is love.
I don't have a problem with that message.
So, please, let's lovingly round these people that are not American citizens up, and let's get them properly documented. And if they qualify to come back into our country, then great. I have no problem with any of this.
We need to be different. If we fight, we have to do it with love.
Agreed.
We don't hate them. We love our people. We love our family. And that's the way to do it. With love. Don't forget that, please. Thank you.
I mean, he completely didn't make any sense. Right? I don't know that the people that are being apprehended are showing hate or love. They're just being apprehended. We need the ICE agents, in my opinion, to be better equipped and more trained. We need to keep the border people on the border. We need to send Tom Homan into these sanctuary cities a month or so before we decide to go there. Meet with local officials so that we're on the same page.
Local officials need to cooperate with federal government and turn over bad people who are in jail rather than put them on the streets.
And if the advancement in attitude and willing to work with the federal government is any indication by what Tom Homan got done when he finally went to Minneapolis and was able to sit down with Tim Walz and the mayor, and then their penal system, their local jails accepted the detainees that ICE is bringing to them, I think that we would have a different outcome. And I think you need to pull back ICE out of the city right now and retrain them on adversarial situations.
They weren't trained on these types of counter protests when they were signing up for, PBB, Patrol and Border Agency. I mean, that's not what they signed up for. And like you said, and we were talking about last week, is and I'm so glad. I'm sure they didn't do it because you were saying it, but they did exactly what you suggested. Is pull back, change the policies and procedures, get Bovino out of town, get the appearance of ICE on the streets out there. Stop these firebombing protests, throwing old ladies to the ground. Focus on the criminals, and it's like a week later. It's a little bit different, isn't it? This weekend was a little different than last weekend.
It's exactly what I said. Nobody wanted to listen to me, including Dan.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
They moved it from Sunday. I just noticed it wasn't on yesterday.
There was nothing on yesterday.
That's why he's scared.
Dude, Joe Burrow got named to the Pro Bowl, so it's the quarterbacks are Joe Flacco, Joe Burrow, and Shador.
Really?
Yeah. So the Bengals got 2 quarterbacks essentially, because Flacco played for them to start the year.
What a shit show.
I know. Well, I'm free tomorrow night at 2-8, so what the fuck?
Is it just a skills company? It's flag guy? Is it flag?
It's flag, I think. I like the skills. I don't know if they...
It's flag football.
I feel like they normally tape a skills competition.
They do. I don't even think... I think they showed on the NFL Network now or something.
Isn't Tom Brady playing some kind of flag football
Yeah,
or something too?
I remember he was hitting moving targets or something. I thought I saw.
I saw an interview, a podcast with him last week where he said he still thought he could play the game. He said he still thought he could come back in the NFL.
Well, if Phillip Rivers thinks he can, then I can see why Brady could think that he can.
He said he left. He's like, I'm not injured.
Well,
he's like, I left healthy.
Football 7-on-7.
Which is, and he's kept his body at a certain. It was a podcast about health. It's like one of those middle-aged guys. I send you a link. It's interesting. It's like a, pretty long interview.
And he was there for the whole. He did the whole interview, Brady.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And he was talking about how he thought that because he kept his body in good shape that he could do it right now.
Probably could.
7-on-7.
I mean, who would you have rather had, Brady or Stidham?
Probably Brady.
Is Brady like 47? That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Is he 47?
Wasn't he 45 when he was done?
Yeah, it was about that. He was 44, 45. He is 48.
48.
Jordan loves coaching glow-in-the-dark flag football game. How do you know what that's at?
What's that?
I'm mistaken. It's easier to find.
Glow-in-the-dark
It's
flag
Shaq.
football
Shaq and
thing
him
that they're doing?
Shaq and him?
Yeah. Okay. I thought, it's easy to find.
What's that, Lummy?
The glow-in-the-dark flag football that they're going to do the week of the Super Bowl?
No.
Jordan Love's one of the coaches.
Jordan Love?
Yeah.
Wow, Brady did go on Shaq's podcast. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's where he said it. I was like, because I think Shaq was kind of saying he was broken at the end.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Shaq,
And he was talking about how he doesn't think he could do half the things he used to do. And Tom's like, I feel like I could do it all right now.
No, Shaq couldn't do much.
Imagine how much, those knees have been worn out versus a normal knee joint. You know what I mean? Everything in him, he's got like big dog problems.
Yeah, I don't really, I'm sure he did, but I don't remember Shaq having like a ton of surgeries or anything.
No, I don't think it's that type of stuff. I just think it's chronic jumping and being hit into. I just think, your hips, your knees, I think your whole body's probably really sore.
When you're putting that much pressure on it.
It's just like when you think of big dogs, those big dogs' knees and legs and hip dysplasia. I mean, there's just, the human body's one.
Well, a big dog will live to be about 12, and a little dog will live to about 17.
Right.
Shaq has undergone hip replacement, a toe surgery.
How about that?
Lip reduction and blood treatment.
Shut up. Did you say lip reduction?
Yeah.
No.
Just get the fuck
for sure.
looking at his thing here.
Oh man, hips the fucking worst, dude. Unbelievable.
Yeah, the hips are terrible. A hip replacement? Whew.
Damn.
They saw your bone out. Did Tom Brady ever really have a bad injury? I mean,
his knee.
Did that mean in the last 20 fucking years? Not really.
He only tore his knee. I don't know of any other like significant injury that had him miss time.
No, bad Jake.
Didn't he tear his knee on? Was it the first game of the year?
Yeah, they have Matt Castle the rest of the year.
Dude, he would have. If that happened now, he would have been back before the year was over.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Bubba's out of the bathroom and back behind the microphone. And now back to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Wanted to, I think it's actually kind of long. If it gets monotonous, we'll let it go. Bill Maher had Joe Scarborough on this past weekend on the Bill Maher Show, and I guess they got into it. Did you anybody see it?
Bill Maher's been way more of a traditional liberal, but I did not see this one.
There is a stunning lack of perspective often on the left on these kind of issues. Now, he said something terrible among his things he said about Ilhan Omar, and I don't have the quote in front of me, but basically what it was is she comes here and all she does is complain and bitch. Okay, there is something. There is a kernel of truth in that somebody comes from a country like Somalia, and then it just seems like she does not have any perspective on the country that she joined here, and never seems to have anything good to say.
We don't think that way
about America.
The second she came here, my family's probably been here for 400 years. The day she came to America and raised her hand and took the oath, she's every bit as much of an American as you are, or me.
And I would say this of every other American. Have some perspective.
She has just as much right as Donald Trump or any of the billionaires in his administration.
We're not talking about rights, Joe. I'm not saying she didn't have any right. I'm saying have some perspective about this country versus a country like Somalia.
Right. I agree.
It just
So
makes.
you're saying she shouldn't complain about America?
I didn't say that. You're saying that.
No, I'm trying to figure out what you're saying.
What I'm saying is have some perspective about this country, not just her, but yes, I mean, if she's from a country like Somalia, which is a country you wouldn't live in.
Right.
Right. Okay. Well, just be honest about it. Instead of, it just seems like it's always completely negative about this country. It also sometimes seems like we have.
I agree. Say something positive.
Say something
say how
realistic
thankful you are to be here.
About.
Yes, I agree with that.
Well, I could say this.
Everyone has free speech, and all of us can complain, but be grateful.
Well, I could say the same thing about Republicans over the past decade. All they've done is bitched and moaned about how horrible this country was when we're the most powerful country on the planet. We have the most powerful military, the most powerful economy.
That's when they're out of power. This is a horrible country.
But here's the thing.
As soon as they take office, we're the perfect country.
But when they're out of power.
I love Bill sometimes.
It's getting better. What do? Donald Trump talks about how the American dream is dead. No, it's not. That's bullshit. The American dream's not dead. We're stronger militarily. We're stronger economically. We're stronger culturally. We're stronger with soft power. We're stronger in every single way.
I don't know about that. Ask Gen Z.
Yeah.
They're not feeling so good.
But I don't see. Okay, so now you're talking badly about America. How dare you do that? I think it's a great country.
No, I said ask Gen Z.
Well, would Gen Z rather live in America or Somalia?
I'm just saying the American dream is harder to realize. The value of the dollar has gone down so much.
I know.
They don't see the ability to ever own a home, possibly.
Right.
It's a much bigger hill to climb than it was for all of us.
And that's your right to say.
Who'd have thought she'd be making more sense, right? She was the one that was supposed to be crazy, and she's making common sense.
No one not saying it's not. You're trying to turn this into a bullshit argument that doesn't exist.
I'm not trying to turn it into a bullshit
yes, you
argument.
Are.
It is a bullshit argument.
No, it isn't.
You're basically saying if you're from Somalia, you can't bitch about what's wrong in America.
But I didn't say you can't. Strawman didn't come to the show,
you
Joe. Strawman. No, I didn't say that either.
Okay.
Jesus, it's like having a fight with your wife, which I don't even have.
If somebody comes from the Netherlands,
I said have some perspective.
Have some perspective.
So that's it. And I would say it to anybody.
That's
so
right.
If you're from everybody.
I would say that to the Republican Party that says the American dream is dead.
I would too.
Good for you.
Of course.
We agree about this. So why are you yelling?
Because
Why not?
because I don't like when people put words in my mouth. That's why.
I did not do that.
You did it over and over again. I could show the tape.
Show it to me.
I think Joe Scarborough looked like a real asshole there.
Yeah.
The after show with me, Lummy, and Kush, although maybe somewhat abbreviated, we'll call it 15, Lummy, 20, 15, something like that.
Yes, sir.
Kush, you good?
Oh, yeah.
I got a pretrial tomorrow, so I can't come around.
All right, my man, get the hell out. Oh, so you won't be here tomorrow?
No, I won't be here tomorrow.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian Lummy.
It's Seth, co-host and president of podcasting.
It's Brian Motroni, king of counter programming.
Gene Lasker, voice of the people. Glad you get to hear me.
Gary Cantrell, video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
Co-host Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire of Council. Co-host J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello, I'm back.